Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hello.
IFT-12.
Here we are.
Can you imagine? It's been like too many months. Way too many months. So hopefully we're going to see this thing go. So we'll see what ends up happening with this. There is going to be some weather that's coming in, but it should be out by the time this launches. So we will see. We've been watching the weather like all day. We've been on the space station I put together. It has like a little weather alert at the bottom. It keeps saying green, 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 even though there's like little patchy stuff going on. So far, so good. We'll see. Anyways, let's see. Who do we have with us today? Who is that?
Hey.
How's it going? What is going on, Shannon? How are you doing? Are you able to?
Doing great.
Good.
You sound like you're doing
Yeah,
great.
you're doing fantastic. I could tell.
I was working in the background. I didn't know you were calling me in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
no
sound
problem.
like I feel great.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Can you imagine,
Waiting
Shannon?
for this day forever.
For how long? It's been way
I
too
know
long.
how many
Months. It's good.
because it wasn't supposed to happen on Monday. And
Yeah, they pushed it back from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. There's like, I would say, what did you say? What did you give for a percentage of it happening, Shannon?
I'm gonna say somewhere between 80% or 70 and 80%, based on the weather. So that doesn't count anything else that could possibly come up.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you said what? You said 80%?
You know, I said 70, between 70 and 80, so I'm
70
gonna
to
say
80?
75, yeah.
Okay, go with 75. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a little bit less. I'm gonna say probably about a 60% chance of going, maybe 65. I just have a funny feeling, you know, the heat over there is just wicked, and whenever you do a launch, end of day, all of that turmoil of that hot land and the cool water in the Gulf, and it just does this deal. It gets to be nasty usually in the afternoon. So I don't know why they always want to push it into the afternoon. Well, I do know why, but it's just kind of a pain, you know. So it is what it is. We'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully it goes off today. We will see.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about this earlier, if it doesn't go off today and it doesn't go off tomorrow, then they're kind of stuck until, what do we say, Tuesday?
Well, next week, because of the holiday weekend, they won't allow the closure of that area for the holiday weekend.
Right, which makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and say hello to everybody. And we're sitting at about what are we? T minus what is it? An hour and 15, hour and a half, somewhere on there. What are we in? Yeah, something like that. We're starting to get pretty close. They are going to be starting at 5:43, according to what SpaceX says here. I'm going to leave this window open. So just so you guys know what I have Lab Padres image right from Boca Chica there. And you could just look at that camera and you could see it just jiggling around like crazy. That just shows you what kind of wind that they're having. I also have NSF's feed going on. These guys are great. They've been around forever. They just do such a fantastic job. This is their feed, and you don't see that movement. They're probably locked down a little bit better on the tripod than Lab Padres camera is. But either which way, I don't know. I don't know. We will see. But even by the looks of it, you can see a lot of cloud cover, but we're not seeing rain, and that's what we like to see. So hopefully it continues that way. So 5:45 is the number of what they said when they're going to start. So I guess, what is that, like in another maybe 40 minutes or so? Mm-hmm. That's when they will that's when they will come up live. So we'll hang out and chit chat until they go live. And then once they do, we're going to go full screen on them, and we'll just have like a little tiny bit of us, and this way you can see the entire launch. Don't think you're just going to look at it on a little frame this big, because you're not. So let's say hello to everyone. Who do we have here?
We have Michael Johnson. How are you? We have
Hey, Michael.
Stacy Bronze. Real Nikon Lover.
Hey, Jim.
Debbie in Texas, Fragile and M, BTB 6011. David Fofi, how are you?
Hey, David.
And Glenn Randall. Monahan Outdoors, how are you doing? Robert
My
Harris.
nephew in the house,
Yay.
Anthony.
Your nephew's in the house. Nice.
Jiyin, Ron and Laura, Alforolini 6711, and Joy Torres.
So if you're new
Robert
here,
Harris.
if you've never been here before, thanks for being here. Usually for these launches, we'll have a couple hundred, 200, 300, 400, 500 people
It's
sometimes
5
on
o'clock
here.
though. People are working and they're
People working,
getting off work.
Over here Eastern time, I guess the launch should go off at about 6:30 our time here, Eastern time. So we're looking at launch time
Our
of being...
GSD rules. David Stewart is in the house, and I
David.
don't want to forget Rocket Pending FAA and C. Sabaholo 6922.
Oh, I don't even see him here.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us today. How long is this supposed to take today? Like how? What?
Well,
what's
so the launch
schedule like?
the launch should be going off at 6:30, supposedly, right? Our time,
Eastern.
Eastern. But they can postpone it. They can push it back. Their window takes them all the way up into like a few hours, like about an hour or two after that. So everything, all those roads are closed. Road closures are in place. There is no movement on the water either, unless it's military, making sure everyone is out of the way. There's no aircraft in the vicinity. So everything is pretty much buttoned down as of right now. So it's exciting because remember, guys, this is the inaugural flight. So this would be the equivalent to watching the very first SpaceX Starship launch because it's the very first launch of the Block 3. So everything has changed. I know it looks like the same rocket, but is not even close. There's so many things that have changed that it's it would take me like 20 minutes to go through all of them. But some of the ones that really stand out is they went to instead of a 4-fin like the going around on the 4 corners, they ended up going with 3. Those are the ones that will actually steer them on the way down. We're talking about the Super Heavy. So that's kind of cool. So they changed it around, and that makes sense because you don't need the 4th one. And they made them, I believe, that they're going to be able to catch the Super Heavy with them. Now, they're not going to catch this rocket.
Are they pezzing anything out?
They will. That is another thing that they're doing. They should be putting out 22... They call them duds. They're basically SpaceX Starlink version 3 satellites, the same mass.
Dum-dums.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. So those will be the version 3 satellites. They'll be duds, but I believe 2 of them will have telemetry on board with cameras looking back at the ship to take a look at the heat tiles to see how everything fared on the way up. So this should be pretty cool. This kind of exciting because more cameras the better. They've increased the number of cameras to over 50 at this port. The 50 cameras, which is insane if you think about it. They've increased propellant by about 25%. The Pez dispenser is going faster. The rails that
Peter
it
Gosling
uses
is in the
to
house,
kind of,
sorry.
hey Peter, how are you doing, man? So the speed at which that they can launch these things have increased like 2-3x. So that's a big thing. The amount of coolant that they can put on board and the amount of liquid oxygen, the tube is just massive now. The amount of propellant that can be onboarded is just so quick. I think it's like 30. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think it's like 36 minutes to onboard all of it's like so much faster because the tube it's massive. It's like the size of a Falcon 9. It's just huge. So there's so many things that have changed here that it'll be very interesting to see them not rud. because when you have so many things change, you have so many other problems that could basically pop up. The Raptor 3 engines are probably my favorite thing that changed. When they went from the Raptor 1 to the Raptor 2 was a big deal, but going from the Raptor 2 to the Raptor 3 is like night and day. It's literally like going from, I don't know, like a horse and carriage to like a jet, because the change is so, it's when you look at them, they don't even look like the same engine. One looks like spaghetti on the outside, and one is just clean. And there's no heat sink around it. You don't have like the big bell housing, that heat shield. You don't have any of that. And the reason being is the way it's built. It can handle plasma pouring over it, and it's not going to melt. So when you look at it, it looks like it's naked. There's like nothing. Also, that ring that you see in that picture that's bouncing around,
Because of the wind.
because of the wind, exactly. That hot staging ring is now built in. So instead of losing it on every flight, because remember, they're trying to make a rocket that is fully reusable, not like partially reusable, but fully reusable. The same thing with those heat tiles. They've changed them up too. You'll see some white dots. Those white dots are actual tiles, not missing, but painted white, so that they have points of reference to target. Because when you have something that's so black, it's very hard for a camera to capture it. It will keep on hunting focus. But if you put a white dot somewhere, it will actually immediately pull focus. So those white dots are actually painted tiles specifically for focusing. So there's so much. I'll go through a lot more during the course of the night here of the changes, but it's just massive amounts, absolutely massive amounts. What do you think about all this, Shannon? What do you think about the change just on that Raptor 3 engine alone, and that the majority of it, or a good portion of it, is 3D printed now? That's just crazy.
Yeah, actually, I printed them for them right here on my 3D printer.
Yes.
I tried.
Did it work?
It didn't work. No. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Just talking about the whole 3D printing in itself. Printing metal, printing an engine just totally fascinates me.
That is kind of cool.
I just can't believe how far I can't even say we, because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But how far they
Oh
have
no, you
come
did do
in
it behind you.
technology.
You have one
Well,
back
no.
there.
I mean, Elon, he called, and I was like,
Yeah, like, nah, Elon, you do your own thing.
yeah. He's got more money for a bigger printer.
Yeah,
It's just amazing the advancements, in technology. I mean, it's just the between the version two, the differences between, not even going back to version 1, just the differences between version 2 and version 3 are just phenomenal. I've got these stats sitting here, in front of me. It's taller.
Yeah.
It's got more. It holds more propellant for the booster. It holds more propellant for the ship. It's just that in less. Well, I don't know. Do you know when they started developing the V3, the version 3?
The V3, they've been working on that for over a year, I would say now. It's been
but
some time testing, and now it's finally. This is like the inaugural. Now they have tested it, and it has done really well. So they've had that static fire was good. There hasn't been a lot of problems with it, which is really nice, because remember, the majority of the tubes, the majority of the stuff that you see that looks like spaghetti on the old engine is now literally built into it. It's carved. It's printed. Those lines are printed. Right. And if you the idea of printing something is just amazing. It's like metal dust using lasers to melt the metal simultaneously as like the dust is. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And remember, the metal that they use is their formula. I mean, this is stuff that they made in the lab. Now, of course, some of it is very similar to some of the old NASA stuff and so on and so on, but they have tweaked this formula to such a degree that you don't need to worry about heat anymore. You can literally just pour plasma off the things and they're fine. They're like, yeah, it's okay. That's no problem. So we'll have a lot less leaks, a lot less problems. You know, there's no more attic to blow up, you know, in between the rocket and the, I mean, it's just, there's let's say there's a lot less points of failure, but the problem is since it's never been tested before, there could be a failure. If it's going to fail, it will fail today in a big boom.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. But it would be the inaugural flight, right? So it'll be the first time. Anyways, let's get back to the chat. And if there's any questions you guys have, put at JCristina, and we'll answer them as quick as we can.
As quick as Joe doesn't talk.
Yes.
You know,
What?
I just wanted to say, you know, earlier when we were doing those, you didn't get down far enough. So I'm just gonna say hello to this one person, and then you may move.
Yes.
But I did see somebody from Brazil is
Oh.
watching us today. Bob for Brandt in Campina Grande, Parody. I can't say it. Brazil.
Oh my
I
God.
don't even see it on my thing.
Yeah,
That's weird.
It's not far from the top. I saw it flash by earlier, and I just wanted to give a shout out to
That's
Bob
awesome.
here, and thank you for
that's
joining
good.
us all the way from
Yes,
Brazil.
thank you for being here from Brazil.
Yes.
We had a lot of people that were watching. I just had someone, matter of fact, on the space station watching using their Mini, being over there in Boca Chica on the Mini using the zombie program, the zombie plan at 0.5 megabits. So, anyways, let's jump into the chat.
Maine Made Homesteader. Do you think they will skip the IFT-13 and go right to the IFT-14 like hotels do with a 13th floor?
I don't think so. I think there'll be a 13. I really do. I don't think Elon really cares about the number, you know, the nomenclature, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think so. I think there'll be a 13.
Okay. I'm trying to go back to see. I didn't really see like per se. Tiz Zio Marts 9189 duds so no direct to cell satellite service.
What's that?
Right here. Duds so no direct cell to satellite service.
No direct-to-cell satellite service. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let us know with the direct-to-cell satellite service, the DTC service. DTC is currently working with SpaceX Starlink. It's currently in the U.S. going through T-Mobile, if you want to know, just in case you have a question about it. DTC is working, and the speeds are going faster and faster. With the version 3, we're going to see speeds in the 100 megabits straight to your phone without a cell tower nearby.
So is this thing 407 feet tall?
The height of it is like something here. Let me see. What is the total height? I know it's like it's up there. I think.
Oh, Shannon answered that.
Yeah.
I just saw the
it's,
thing.
Yeah, 403 to 407. Yeah, I think it increased like 5 or 6 feet or something. It's just a little bit taller than before. But remember, it came down also because now they sandwiched the smaller hot staging ring in there that's attached. So that's another piece that won't be lost in the ocean, which is nice. So yeah, there's a lot of newness going on here. The whole plumbing has changed. You know, when they change electronics and when they change fuel lines, there's always the issue of vibration and harmonics. And that's what was really killing the Block 2. They didn't realize that, you know, when they made the ship longer, they didn't account for vibration and how the vibration would get out of control. So harmonics works in such a way that if you have something that's short, think about a guitar string. If the guitar string is this long, right, and you pluck it, it goes bing, and that's it, right? But if the guitar string is this long and you pluck it, it goes blong, like that, right? Well, the Starship, the Block 2, were going blong, 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 and just tearing the shit out of itself. Basically, in short, that was the problem. So I would say that back with the Block 2 was kind of like a thorn in their side. And they, I'm sure, were very, very happy to move on to Block 3 because they were working on it very diligently. and moving from the Block 2 that they had so many problems with. At least IFT-11 was a success in air quotes, which was kind of nice. It didn't end in like, you know, a RUD or some other type of anomaly. But we saw no more catches for a while, right? We saw those, you know, what was it, 2 or 3 of the super heavy catches, and that was the end of it. And then the rest of them were dropped in the Gulf. So this one also, I know I got a lot of email and I got DMs and a lot of questions. Will this be caught? And honestly, they have not said. Now, I would say that they are not going to catch it. I personally wouldn't catch it. I personally wouldn't even be launching this damn thing until the IPO is over in June. You're talking about a $1.75 to $2 trillion IPO, the largest IPO for SpaceX, largest IPO ever in the history of Wall Street. So I wouldn't even have launched this thing. I would have like just stuck it and just let it just wait for a month and then launch it, right? Because if they have a bad day today, it can affect the valuation tomorrow. So, and that's why I say there's absolutely, it's a very, very slim chance that they actually try catching this super heavy. Number one, because it's unpredictable. They haven't landed in the ocean yet and landed it on a dime where they need to. And number two, remember, they're launching from an all-new pad too. So it's an all-new ship, an all-new super heavy. It's an all-new pad. Everything is new. So to actually try to catch it, if something goes wrong and they blow up that pad, that will set them back months. And I think I estimated it would be about $8-10 billion. But the big thing is not the 10 billion, it's the months that they would be pushed back if they ended up trying to catch the super heavy and missing it. And it takes out the entire pad B, maybe even pad A, depending on the explosion. So anyways, let's get back into the,
Okay.
if you have a question, at JCristina.
Peter Gosling sent 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate
So,
that.
Yep. And a shout out to Peter because, wait, I wanted to give him a shout out. He has now taken a role as the largest food production company in Papua New Guinea
Holy.
as director of engineering department. Bravo.
That is awesome. Congratulations, Peter. That is cool.
That
See?
is very cool.
Stepping up.
I like it.
That is sweet. That is
Eric
cool.
McMahon.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, that's where Peter's from.
I know, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I
It's
know.
cool.
Eric McMahon.
Hey, Eric.
Eric Smith. I can't talk, you guys. If SpaceX had started flying up version 3 satellites with their Block 2 rockets, I think that would have put them further ahead of the game.
The problem is the Pez dispenser wasn't tested. So with the Block 2, they did open the Pez dispenser and they did launch out dummy or dud version 3 satellites during that period of time. So I think it was like twice or 3 times. I think it was twice. They launched out fake satellites, let's just say. I remember the first time the actuators and the rail was kind of like jiggling and stuff. I'm like, that looks like crap. I'm like, it's like doing this. Then
I thought the door got stuck, right?
the first time it didn't open at all, right?
Yeah.
They tried to open it. They figured out that, oh God, wait a second, it's under pressure. We need to depressurize. We can't, of course, open the door. We're sitting on X number of pounds of PSI of pressure. So they let out the pressure, and then the door opened on the next one. But the first time they rolled them out, I remember the rail is kind of doing this little thing and stuff. And then the second time it was like really smooth. Everything was like really good. It would like move them up and shoot them out. Move the next one up and shoot it out. But now the cadence of that deployment is like this fast now. It's like much faster. I think instead of like a minute for each one or 2, it's like half the time or a third of the time. It's much quicker. Because remember, they're going to be putting on orbit 60, 70, 80 of these version 3s at a time. They need to get it done, right? It can't be sitting up there for 80 minutes launching these things out. They need to pick up the pace. So that's why they're doing these 22 today, and I believe maybe even 23. But either way, I think one or two of them are going to have cameras on board facing back at the ship to be able to do, let's say, a look-see of the ship to make sure the tiles are all intact while it's still up there on orbit. So that would be a really cool image, and hopefully SpaceX shares that image. You know, we will see. You know, we will see. This is not like what we see with Blue Origin or what we see with NASA or all the rest of them. They are fully covered with cameras. They do a fantastic presentation. So it's this is what's exciting. When I do coverage on on a Blue Origin, it's like, oh my God, are they done yet? And then it's horrible, absolutely horrible. And even NASA is okay, but it's just, for the number of years they've been doing this, it's just, what are you doing? You know? So anyways, but yeah, the version 3 satellites will be on orbit soon, but just not yet. Just not yet. I've predicted that it's going to be third quarter, maybe fourth quarter of this year. We're going to see the version 3s. And at that time, everything will change. If you're a SpaceX Starlink kind of person, well, guess what? Your prices will probably go down. I know they just went up. I've been telling you that they're going to go down. They will. I know they increased, but just hang tight. That increase, in my estimate, is so that they don't have to build up lines again, and they don't have to charge $1,500 to some people for congestion fees, okay? They probably increased the price right across the board. Only one plan didn't get an increase. Every other plan was increased. If the price was over $100, it increased $10. If the price was under $100, it increased $5 right across the board. I think that was actually to slow down onboarding. There's just too many people. There's over 10 million now in like 5 years. It's crazy. When Fabiola and myself came on board,
I was just talking to someone about this morning.
really,
Yeah.
there was 112,000 of us. That was it in the world. 112,000 of
Yeah,
us.
but weren't you one of the first?
Yeah, it was like it was the
300 or something?
No, I actually have I think it's the version 2. We got the version 2 that has the fully actuated head on it, right? The one that spins by itself. We got I think it's model, it's number 2000 or something. I don't know. It was from the very, very beginning, just when they went from round, right, the generation 1 to generation 2. Just coming out of beta. That's the one that we got. So we're right on the cusp. We didn't know if we were going to get a round dish or the dish that we got, which is a Gen 2. Anyways.
Shannon just popped off with 20 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon. Whoever you are, you're a great guy.
It's him.
So if you got a membership from the great guy Shannon, please give him a shout out.
Oh,
you know
man.
what, Joe? It seems to me that the version 1 dishes were a very short run, because I also ended up getting a version 2. So I'm going to actually find out that number of version 1s, because now it's eating me up in the head.
Yeah, no, definitely check into it. There wasn't a lot of them. It was just beta. And when they started coming out of beta is when they moved straight to the generation 2. And the generation 2 had the fully articulating actuator on the top, the head. So it would do a 360, right? So it will point wherever SpaceX wants my dish to point. That's where it will point. So
That's great. Maine made homesteader. I turned my old first gen round dish into a nightstand.
turn it into a fish bowl or something. Or no, a wok. How about a wok? That would be perfect.
Monahan Outdoors. Aesthetically speaking, the Gen 1 circular dishes were much better.
It's actually a better dish. People don't know this, but the Generation 1 is it is a 1,000% over design. It costs them so much money. It has more. It's just better right across the board. I can go down a whole list of reasons, but it's just simply better. And the thing is they're phasing them out now, moving people into the more lower cost dish, because they don't need that big massive thing anymore. Because just like I told everyone way back when, they used to say, well, how if I don't point my dish just right, you know? And it was always like at like a 20, 22 degree, and then finally like a 15-degree angle, and pointing to, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it'd point to the north. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it'd point to the south. Anyways, I used to say, listen, eventually those dish will point straight up in the air because there'll be so many satellites. You don't need to point them in any direction. And that's where we are today. I mean, you could take a mini, right, throw it on the floor, and that thing just works. You don't have to point it anywhere specific. So
Ricky Joe said, what is the percentage of this being successful and not blowing up?
Shannon says, what is your number, Shannon?
Wasn't it like 70%?
No, it's going to go. That's if it's going to fly or not. What's your percentage if it does fly of blowing up of a RUD?
Oh, so if it does fly of it blowing up, gosh, I don't know if you know this, but I'm somewhat of a gambler.
No,
You?
I don't believe it.
No,
Not
get
for a
out.
minute.
Stop it.
I'm just gonna say low, like a 25% chance that they
25%.
Either press the button or it does it on its own. 25%.
Right. 25%.
I honestly feel, Joe, that they have done so many of these launches and learned so many things that between 1, 2, and now 3, even though we did have that patch of bad luck last year.
Yeah.
With version 2, I just really feel that they have their act together. So I'm very optimistic.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it a 40% chance of blowing up. I'm not as optimistic as you, and not that I don't believe that they have not done their due diligence. I just think that when you have a pad that's brand new, and you have a Super Heavy that's brand new, and you have a Starship that's brand new, and every single line in it is in a different location, it's a different length. Everything is new on that vehicle. The possibility of something going wrong is pretty damn good. So I would say 40% of some type of RUD. Maybe it's a failure, up. Maybe it gets up, doesn't get up. We'll see. But
Okay.
I would just give it a little bit more.
Booster or ship or both?
No, well, you never know what is going to be the failure point, but I think just a failure point, either with engines, with the Super Heavy getting up into orbit, or maybe the Starship losing telemetry, and now all of a sudden it's like it's lost its way and starts doing the tumbling deal like we've seen in the past, or who knows what. But I'm hoping not, because I want to see all those cameras work. And if we don't get the damn, Starship up there, I'm not going to see all the camera work. And that's what I want to see. I want to see what it looks like in space from a fake satellite being ejected. I think that would be just the coolest thing.
All right. Can I
Yeah,
read a
go
couple
ahead.
of comments?
Good luck.
Maid homesteader. My Gen 1 nightstand is a catch for Reese's peanut butter cup wrappers next to my bedside. That's
Nice.
good. I mean, we're all into recycling. Peter Gosling said, "Did you see my email about Starlink, Joe?"
I did not. My email is currently at like 300 plus. This week has just been crazy for me, but I will definitely jump in there.
Okay. Michael Johnson, when are they going to start shipping super heavy shaped Starlink dishes? They can add one of those butane buttons like on yours for the defrost function.
That would be pretty cool.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
Tim F864, Aussie trainer working in Tanzania. Will test out the Starlink Mini in Africa. Found my first trainee that I'm going to take on an expat. Maybe even make him a trainer too.
That's really cool. That is cool.
Ed Hale 2952, using my Mini mounted flat inside the nose of the fifth wheel RV under the trees. The app says 50% obstruction, and I'm watching your live feed and typing this note with zero buffering.
Amazing, right? Amazing. Now, you couldn't do that a couple of years ago.
Peter Gosling said 5% chance of blow up.
Oh, wow. So he's very confident. I like that.
And Alan Hart, we do not need a RUD today.
We do not need a RUD. I don't want a RUD. But if it was to happen, it would happen today, as it is the inaugural
and
flight.
we are at T-minus 58 minutes.
All right, so that means in just a couple of minutes, we're going to
58
see.
minutes, right? So,
Yeah, we're going to see them come online here. It says it's starting at 5:43, so that's only about 10 minutes from now, I guess, right around there. 5 minutes from now.
Oh, sorry. Why did I say 20 minutes?
Well, that's what this says, so we'll see.
Yeah.
They don't always come on, exactly on time. But before we kind of give them the floor, if you have any other questions, let me know.
Blah, blah, blah. Main maid homesteader Shannon had a wonderful. Shannon had a wardrobe malfunction of the ear, just like Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl all over again.
Did I show my titty?
I don't know. You scared somebody.
I'm having difficulty with this headset. I'm gonna have to rethink that for the
Why
next
don't you put it behind your head and then put the ears?
It's
like
not
I
long
do.
enough, I bet.
What?
Well,
the
I
thing?
bought the extension cord for it.
No. Like the
Oh,
ear
just,
thing.
like,
Just
throw it.
put it from the back instead of the front. That's what I do.
Okay, so nobody laugh because this is gonna be ugly. So you're saying, and I can't hear you now, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. Is
Yeah.
that what-
Yeah.
Just nod if that's what I'm supposed to do.
You got
Okay.
it. You're doing
like
it.
that, and then I go like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that bottom cord, if you can put it around the back to hang out the back.
Peter,
Well,
thank
no,
you so
that I
much
can't
for
do.
the
Yeah, okay,
20
we'll just see
gifted
if it works
memberships.
like that, so it's just
if you
not
got
in your way as
if you
much.
got a free gifted membership from Peter, please say thank you.
Holy.
By the way, I have the answer, Joe.
Okay, what's the answer?
So, according to Elon's son Grok,
Right.
there were somewhere between 140,000 to 200,000 version ones. That was it.
Wow. Okay. So,
that
being
makes sense.
that makes sense. So I was 100. We were like 112,000 when we came
Yeah.
on board. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So just real quick, mission objectives, definitely testing out the Raptor 3 engines, testing out the hot staging ring that's going to be attached, which is really cool. That's going to come right around 2 minutes, 24 seconds, I believe it is. And you'll see the two detached from each other. The booster splashdown will happen at 6 minutes, 59 seconds, figure 7 minutes. That's going to be in the Gulf. That's something notable to watch for. Payload deployment will start at 17 minutes, 37 seconds. So once we see the launch, 17 minutes later, that's where we're going to see the 22 Starlinks or 23 Starlinks ejected through those simulators, through the PEZ dispenser. The external cameras will be doing the inspections just as I was talking about, which is really cool, checking out the heat shielding and stuff. And I hope they share the telemetry on that, and I hope they share the visuals. That would be super, super cool. The in-space relight of the Raptor engine, which is mission critical, because remember, this is a refueling mission also. I didn't talk about it, but the whole idea of this change in this rocket, the upper stage, the Starship, is the ability to be able to transfer fuel on orbit. So that is something that they will most likely look into. Also, dynamic re-entry will happen. That's then finally the splashdown in the Indian Ocean, same place as last time. What did I miss?
Mark Sparks said that SpaceX is showing 7 p.m. Eastern for suggested launch time.
Oh, so that means...
So what am I looking at that I am
Yep, so
looking at the
if
wrong
it's
counter or something?
well, it could be 7 because remember that means that they could have moved it forward. And 7 p.m. is it Eastern time? Is it our time is
I don't
Eastern?
know. Shannon, are you checking?
Yeah. What is it saying for time over there for you?
So baby Elon says
They just moved it. They moved it forward to 6:13 for them to come online. 6:13, definitely fix that. So we're looking at 30 minutes later. So that means they've postponed the launch by 30 minutes. Because remember, these people are going to be coming on usually it's about 45 minutes prior to launch. So if it's saying it's 6:13 Eastern time, that means that the actual launch will happen at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So
You got it.
that's
You read my mind, Joe.
oh,
You read
did
my
I
mind.
see that? I'm reading your
Yeah.
mind. So that's okay. That's good. We could converse. We can hang out for a little bit longer before they get on here. They just granted us an extra 30 minutes to chitter chat.
Fabulous. Let me catch up here.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say, I put in the chat, if you've gotten a gifted membership from either Shannon or Peter, please reach out and say thank you very much. And also, Rockdale Blue, broadband here in the UK is rubbish to say the least, but Starlink has never let us down at similar price to copper or fiber broadband. Now, by the way, great show, guys.
Thank you so
And
much.
Rosnardo J, are you Portuguese or have Portuguese parents? Your surname is Portuguese.
It's Sicilian, actually. The surname is Sicilian for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
I actually have Portuguese DNA.
Yep. You do.
More than anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
But my family's from Puerto Rico.
Right. The point who was it that made the point from the UK?
Rockdale Blue.
So just to let you know, yes, a lot of people are noticing that their copper, their fiber, their broadband is not as consistent as SpaceX Starlink, which is crazy considering it is a satellite. The only difference, which is a big difference as of right now, is that it's asymmetrical, right? Eventually, it will be symmetrical also, meaning that you'll have the same up speed as down speed. It's just right now, it's still not that way. It's usually about like a 20 to 80 type of differential. So if you have let's say if you have a download speed of 100 megabits, you usually have an upload speed of under 20 megabits, 15 megabits, somewhere around there. So about 15%, 10 to 15% is about where you're at. But eventually it's going to be symmetrical according to Elon Musk and SpaceX. So Starlink will be symmetrical, meaning that we're going to be able to buy a 300 by 300 plan, a 500 by 500 plan. And then finally, we're going to see with the version 3 satellites, we're going to see gigabit plans. So what would be absolutely amazing is to have a bidirectional, a symmetrical gigabit plan. Could you imagine 1,000 up, 1,000 down through a satellite anywhere? It's just baffling, but that's where we're going.
Okay.
And to be
Sorry, go
honest
ahead.
with you real quick, I've got symmetrical. That's a big word for me. I said it wrong. I've got 1 gig up, 1 gig down at my house. I don't use anything near that.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But what's happening is a lot of these fiber companies and copper companies, their relative uptime is lower than 99.9%, which is what it should be. And it's dramatically lower than that, where SpaceX Starlink is pulling 99.9 to 100% uptime. They are not down anymore. And like someone was saying that they're literally they're getting the signal through a tree inside of a cone on the top of their RV or something. It's like crazy, but it actually works. And they have there's no spooling, no spinning.
Okay,
Right.
quick comment. Maine Maid Homesteader. Jay, when is the workout channel going to start? Because Joe's arms are big enough to catch the booster. Oscar.
That's funny. There it is. There. He got that double buy in there, Shannon.
Yes.
Good, nice. I like it.
Oscar Chunak. Alaska doesn't have much internet providers that serve all of rural Alaska, and Starlink has been a lifesaver.
100%.
Welch and Sun Farm, how are you? We have a space station to chat from also. It's very cool and a great job that JC made for us to use.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the space station is on right now. You can go and take a look at it. If you go to my channel and you just go and look at the 2 lives, this will be 1 live. The space station will be another live. The nice thing about that space station is that if you look in the lower right-hand corner, you're going to see live information, weather information from the 3 launch sites. So that's Vandenberg, Boca Chica, right, Starbase, as well as Cape Canaveral here on the Florida coast. So you'll see all of them, and it's live, continuously moving. Also, on the upper right-hand corner, you will see a solar weather report that is also live. So if there's a solar flare, some type of anomaly, you will see it there live also. Any kind of launch will be on there. Any type of space news will be on there. And then the background sound is kind of like a spacey vibe. I just go on there and just listen to it while I'm like coding or going to sleep or something. So
Okay.
check it out. Definitely check it out.
Really quick, let's see. Marcus 972. I have Starlink and 1 gigabit up UD, Spectrum Fiber both, and my Spectrum Fiber goes all the time.
Exactly. I know. People don't believe that. But when I tell them, they're like, no. Fiber is like the end all be all. It's like next best thing to sliced bread. And the bottom line is fiber is great when it works.
Right.
But when it goes down, it's not great.
All right.
So
Eric McMahon, if Starlink would roll out internet packages for smartphones, I would buy it today. Also, hold on. Eric said, is your AI search engine on Android app? If not, can you make an Android app to put it on?
So the book that I wrote, The Truth Engine, is an AI model that I built over the course of about 60 to 70 hours. And I rebuilt the RAG from ground up. I rebuilt all of the system prompts and all of the settings specific for a 12 to 16 gigabyte card. So you won't be able to use this on a phone because it doesn't have a GPU. And these AI models, they take a lot of GPU power, okay? So if you use it, you'll see that it uses every bit of your 16 gig card. So no, there's never going to be a time when we'll be able to do an AI on a phone because it just is not powerful enough. But what you will always have is AI on a phone that's in the cloud. So just like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, whatever, you can download any of them and you use them through the cloud, through an app. But an actual AI, the reason I made the AI, the Truth Engine, is so that, number one, it takes away the guardrails of the current search engines, right? So if there is an answer that might be a little gray that the other search engines don't want to tell you, even though it's out there, my search engine basically, or my AI, will tell you. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't have political beliefs. It doesn't steer anything anyway. It doesn't do anything. It just gives you the information, the raw data. Also, it doesn't steal your data, meaning that if you are working on something that is highly classified, let's say, maybe you're doing an NDA, well, that can't get out, right? That's the whole purpose of a non-disclosure agreement. Well, if you uploaded it to Grok or you uploaded it to ChatGPT, they have that, and they will keep it for about 30 days and go through it themselves and use it for training their specific model. But if you use a local AI, like the Truth Engine, you own it and it doesn't go anywhere. So that's kind of why I wrote it. It takes about, I don't know, you installed it. You did it the cheap way. You didn't do it how you should do it.
Cheated.
You cheated, but how long did it take? About 20 minutes, maybe? It probably took you less because you used AI to install an AI.
I feel like Shannon is the AI master.
I should have just followed your instructions, but I'm stubborn, and this damn earpiece. I'm so stubborn, right?
No.
I just like to try new things. But I would have to say that had I just simply followed your book, right, I probably would have done in 20 minutes, problem free.
Yeah.
But while I have you interrupted,
Yes.
you just said something about 5 minutes ago or less.
Oh, God.
That really put my little Martian ears up and like, what did he just say?
Okay.
You said, right, and we're about the same age, Joe. And I keep looking over here. I gotta look over here. Sorry, guys.
We are the same age.
So, we have seen the difference in technology over the last 50 years. For you to say that a cell phone will never be powerful enough to run an AI language model thing, LLM, it just puzzles me because the 286, and look where we're at now. Pentium, look where we're at now.
So,
I just think
I get it. I mean, it sounds like it could happen, but when I say it can't, I'm telling you, like in the next 5 years, there's no way.
Okay.
Maybe 10 years down the road or something, there's a possibility, but I just don't see it. And the reason being is the VRAM has to run so quickly on these. That's the whole purpose of the GPU, right? So it runs so hot and so just. Why do you think these data centers are using gigawatts, of power? Just a ton, more power than a city in one like 2 million square foot building. It runs. It's the same amount of power. It's because these AI, these GPUs, I don't care if it's an NVIDIA, H100, H200, any of them, they just suck up so much juice to be able to do what they do. A phone just simply, even a Mac that has unified memory, the unified memory will still run so much slower than true VRAM. Can you run it? Yes, you can, but it will run slower. That's just simply the way it is. If you don't know what unified memory is, I'm not going to get into it. This is obviously, we're talking about space now, but the bottom line is it just won't happen on a phone for many years, in my personal opinion, because I know the actual architecture of it. Until they change the way a GPU runs, it's not going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, Elon is working on his own AI chip that runs much cooler. But the thing is that AI chip does not have graphics capabilities. So he's able to make it run cooler because it doesn't do everything like an NVIDIA chip does. So you're making it smaller, more compact, and specific for AI only. So, there's a lot of like nuances to it, but that's just kind of the skinny. That's the skinny. I can go into it for about 20 minutes.
I know we both could, but because I know Fab wants to catch up in the chat, but I have just 2 words for you.
Yes.
And just to raise your eyebrows a little bit, organic intelligence.
Yeah, no. I think. Okay, so before we see organic
I'm here
anything,
for this.
before we see organic anything, we will see quantum everything. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, fair enough. Looking forward to your video.
I'm a nerd. I'm a geek.
Nick Pletcher said, I used locally AI and installed a 4 billion parameter model on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. It ran about 6 tokens per second.
It's not bad. But remember,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
though.
the one that we're currently installing through the book, right, through the Truth Engine, is a $14 billion Quen 2.5, right? So 4 billion compared to 14 billion is completely stupid, right? And that even the 14 billion is stupid compared to a 32 billion. Think about the billion parameters as like a billion synapse in your head.
So
Just think about it that way.
Mick also said you're correct about the heat. My iPhone heated up and got so hot within just a couple of minutes while running that 4 billion parameter model.
Yeah,
on it.
and it's literally nothing. It's dumb as tack. But yeah, no, they will get there. But there's a different way to do it. They're not doing it yet. How about if I leave it there?
Sparks said that the launch just got delayed another half hour.
Holy God, let me get
Can
in
you
here.
look in there?
Let me see. 6:13. Let me see. No, we're still seeing 6. Yeah, we're seeing 6:13.
Yep. What are we doing here? And he said an hour.
6:13.
Yeah.
So that means in what do we got? In 20 minutes, then they should be going live. Let's take a look. So if you look right below us, right? That's Lab Padre's camera, and if you look at it, it was bouncing around like crazy at the beginning of the show. Now it's not bouncing as much. So that means to me that we're seeing that the amount of winds are starting to kind of drop down a little bit, which is good. Really, really good. Because weather is a big thing, but wind shear and upper level winds, what you don't see or what you don't notice, those are the ones that they pay more attention to than what's on the ground. Because they take off the ground literally in seconds and they're gone, right? They're worrying more about what's happening up in the upper level than down here. So, but we are still seeing some gusts, but they're not as bad. This thing was bouncing around like crazy. This thing right underneath us here. Let me see while Fab pulls up any other questions. Let me go switch over.
Eric McMahon, do you see Elon going to the ternary coding with his in-orbit data centers at any time? Russians invented it back in the 50s, but it was a way ahead of its time. Can this be used with quantum?
I've heard of it, but I just don't know enough about it to be able to kind of make a real definitive answer to it. So I don't want to just say something just to say something. I really don't know. I know exactly what you're talking about. There is a lot of different ways to do things that they are not using yet, but they will in the not so distant future. I mean, the Chinese, for example, with their latest AI, their update, what is it, version 4, I think it is now? I think it's version 4. Their system now is running in such a manner that it divides the brains and the encyclopedia. So instead of loading this massive, like 1.6 trillion parameter into VRAM, whereas you need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gigs of VRAM, which would cost you tens of thousands of dollars, $100,000 or more, they have the brain that goes into the VRAM, and then the encyclopedia or all that knowledge goes outside of it into your standard RAM, okay? And then that's how they play it. That's how they work it. That's called the Ingram architecture, and that's pretty cool stuff. There's also some things that they're doing right now with caching that is really playing a role in speeding things up also.
You need to refresh that.
So,
Marky said at 6:43 it's supposed to go live.
no,
So
yep, I just refreshed it. So that means...
Yeah, and I'm getting conflicted information as well over here.
Yeah.
really? So what the hell?
Yeah, on their this is their actual
That's why I
official
stopped.
website.
That's why I stopped putting up a clock, because I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just make sure. So, right here we have their official website. Let me just go ahead and make sure. Let me just go and refresh this website. Obviously, this is incorrect. It's saying 543. Obviously, that's incorrect. Bear with me 1 second. Let's go ahead and do that update. Yeah, I don't know what is. There we go. Here we go. We will refresh it, and it should show 613. Oh, no, 643. Look at that. Absolutely correct. 643 it says now. Why is this one over here saying... on the same computer, one is saying...
That's why I stopped putting it, because it's...
Yeah, this one, that means that it's probably cached data. Oh, there it goes. Look, it just swapped.
See?
Yeah, so...
Thanks,
yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, 643 now.
If you got a gifted membership by Mr. Shannon and his gifted membership bombs, please reach out and say thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate that.
And I'm jealous of Amy, because Amy said she went to have a cup of coffee.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
could I use a cup of coffee right now.
Yeah, a cup of coffee would be good. Haven't
One
had
of
a
your
cup of coffee.
cappuccinos would have been great. But no, I'm here.
Hey guys, there's like 300 or 400 of you out there. Hit the thumbs up. That would be awesome.
No,
Would
hit
appreciate
the thumbs
it.
down.
Hit the thumbs down. That'd be awesome too. For some reason, YouTube doesn't give a crap. They're like any kind of interaction,
down,
up, down. It just doesn't matter.
Like,
It doesn't
share,
matter.
subscribe.
Thank you for being here. If you've never been on this channel before, thank you for checking us out, hanging out with us. I do basically coverage of space, SpaceX, Starlink, Linux, and AI. That's my gig. That's what I do all week, every week. Probably about 3 times a week. I'm doing drops, and on Friday nights, Fabiola and myself are usually live here.
Really quick, if you're doing thumbs up, thumbs like,
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? The saying.
That
It's
thing?
at the bottom of the video. I love them in the chat too, but do it on the video.
Yeah, on the video
like
itself.
underneath,
Yeah.
so that it counts.
Yeah, it counts for YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyways, on
you.
Friday nights, the JCLive show, we call it Free Speech Friday. We just kind of hang out, shoot the crap, basically for the whole week. Whatever.
I kick Joe as much as I
Yeah,
can.
she kicks me because I run on and on and on. Not that I ramble a lot, right?
Shannon.
Hold on, I'm working here. You'll see in a minute.
Listen, you're supposed
Right
to be
here.
my sidekick, so when I go to you, you're supposed to like, come on.
And you look like you're
sidekicking you right
being
now.
strangled or something. What do you got going on around your neck?
I had no choice.
Oh no, you're strangulating yourself now.
There you go. That's what I was doing right there. That's what I was doing. Look at that
Okay.
chat.
He said, how about a special launch day double light that shit up? Still only one chance to burn Fab's hair. Great, thank you.
All right,
like,
let me
subscribe, and share.
Let
am
me
I
see.
forgiven,
Let me
Fab?
see.
Yeah,
I was
all
busy,
right.
okay. I wasn't not paying attention.
But I also don't want you to strangulate yourself.
Yes.
So-
I looked over at you and I'm like, what is going on? He's got like this thing wrapped around his neck. Oh my God.
Out. I'm buying something new. I'm tired of this.
Oh my
crap.
God. Yeah, but we're just gonna have to just go with like just the wireless. Oh, hey, you got yours there. What is going on?
Double means, Joe.
You guys are nerds.
I
So
know.
share that.
I know.
Shannon,
I know.
I think mine is bigger than yours.
Yours is bigger.
Oh
That's
my
what she
God.
said. Somebody
Are we really
talking?
what are we really talking about here?
We're talking about.
Rocket, of course.
So this is a Block 1. As you can see, the flaps are at 190 or 180 degrees. Now they're sitting more at like 140. They're tucked in like a bird tucks their wings in to kind of barrel through the air. The reason they did that, the reason they have these tucked in at like 140, 130, is so that the plasma doesn't like burn these things to death.
Someone said that. This is funny. Leaf Finder said that Shannon has his oxygen hooked up for later.
Where's that down there?
Oh my God, yeah.
my
That's
God.
perfect. All right, we're gonna hit it up.
So
Are you gonna hit it
this-
up too? Okay, let's see.
this
Don't put
one
it. You
is,
can't wait for me to move back.
Okay, no, I'm
No,
gonna put it here. It might be really short, but this is
It never
defective.
does.
What she
Some
said.
sometimes it's really short,
too.
and then other times it's big. I don't know. Here we go.
That
Ready?
sounds like a problem.
3, 2, 1.
See?
Jeez.
Always.
I had a dud. No, I didn't.
You always have a. What happened?
This thing like went out to here.
He's got a little.
Yeah,
flame.
mine's not defective like yours is, so mine doesn't do that.
No, that's true. This
But
is
I'm
defective.
gonna try shaking it up.
You shake it up, all right? You shake it. Let me just pop the lid off here.
Yeah, they always have
Yeah,
to
I
go
don't.
there.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think
got
I did
bigger
get
when
I
I
got a
shook it.
defective one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't shake it. I don't do nothing. Sometimes, like it'll literally be like a foot long. So yeah.
Keen 1957 said it takes real man to admit that. And Main Maid said that is what she said.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I
Let's
saw
see.
somebody type that in the chat earlier about a "that's what she said" joke.
Oh.
So the people they were asking for it. So I just
Oh,
gave
there
them.
you
See?
go. See?
There you go. Thank you, Shannon.
Eric
know.
McMahon said, I remember that one night Fab had been drinking and was venting about Joseph getting into with the security airport not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was going to beat up poor old Joe for a while. LOL. You guys, oh my God. You know what? I'm going to send Joe and Shannon packed up with gear like Joe does, right? And then Shannon can also carry one of the backpacks that Joe puts together. I'm gonna slap GoPros on them, and I'm gonna sit behind the TSA and watch this go down, you guys. That would make great TV.
TSA for some reason they just love to pat me down, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They love going through my bag. They don't know what a microphone looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have like an RE20. It's like the same type of mic that Rush Limbaugh uses, or he did use. But they look at it and they're like, "What is that? Is this like a nuclear device? What is this?" And it's like, what is going on? I don't even understand. It's a mic, bro. It's a mic. And
They do really look very
they look
perplexed.
perplexed. They're like calling in like extra like reinforcements and stuff. Look at this bag. What is it? There's wires all over. It's like it's AV equipment, people, right? You don't know what audio video stuff looks like. I don't even know.
No.
So and then they have to pat me down every single time. Like something is going off.
And Joe-
I don't
Joe
know.
would
Maybe they
never-
like you.
They do like him, and he would never instigate such behavior either, you know?
I am not an instigator.
Look
I
at
do
this
not
one.
like authority very
What are you
much.
doing?
Hey, boy, why don't you come on over here?
The one guy from the last trip, he's like, yeah, I mean, if we need to pat you down, do you want to go into the private room? I'm like, what? Go into a private room? I will drop drawers right here. I don't care. And he's like, no, you don't need to. You don't need to do that, sir. I'm like, no, I will drop drawers right here. I don't know what you're talking about. You could get your thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, I need to.
This launch has gone into a whole different conversation.
I need to frisk you. I need to
Wait
feel
until
you up.
You see the chat, Fab.
I am. I'm reading it. I am reading it.
I don't even know. And then the guy's like, I'm gonna touch you, but with the back of my hand. I'm like, bro. Okay, you do it. You can use your fingers if you want, man.
Yeah.
And I will drop drawers, right? You do whatever you need to do because I need to go. And at the time, my mother-in-law and Fabiola was waiting for me, and I'm sitting here waiting for this dork of a TSA guy to frisk me. And it's like, Jesus, just speed this shit up a little bit. I mean, I don't even know. But anyways, it happens every time, guys. I don't know. It's probably the AV equipment. And then, I don't know, it's me. They just are just annoying. It's just bad. It's just bad.
But
so,
anyways, I'm going to send these two to go to TSA one
Shannon,
day.
they won't frisk you. They'll frisk me, but then you could record the whole thing.
No, I'm going to record
You're
both
gonna
of you
record,
because
okay.
he's going to have a backpack also that you
Shannon,
pack together.
so if I drop drawers in TSA, you need to drop drawers too. Is that all right? Can we do that? Come on, let's do it.
I don't give free shows.
Come on.
We have no shame. Keen said we have no shame.
I just
I
don't
know.
care.
Oh my
I
God.
told them we had to switch into PG-13 mode over
Yeah.
here.
Okay. All right. Let's get back
It's not
into.
Friday, technically.
Yeah, I know. Let's
Yeah.
get back into Starship. So,
Keen said consider the education requirements for TSA work, but yes.
I'm telling you, some of these people are droolers. Okay, that's all I have to say.
All right, how much time do we have?
I don't
Where are we
know.
at?
Let me see where we at.
Anywhere
Anyone?
between 30 minutes and 4 hours.
Wow, thanks.
Oh my God.
I'm definitely gonna need.
Let me see here. It
More than
says
just coffee.
still that they're going to start at 6:43 ET. It's right now 6:09 ET, meaning that we're looking at like what, maybe 40 minutes or 35 minutes until they go live. Meaning that 45 minutes after that, that's when the launch should be because they come on for about 45 minutes, somewhere on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep on just kind of shooting it here. If you have any questions, put at JCristina. Doesn't matter what the question is. Could have to do with Starlink, could have to do with AI, could have something to do with the ship or something new about the ship or whatever. Just throw it out there. Or just say hello.
Grok has stopped giving me times and has now switched to launch windows.
Oh, God.
So he's like, well, it could happen anytime between this time and that time. So,
Great.
7:30 Eastern. So apparently he's frustrated too.
Yeah, that is a problem. I mean, we're showing what is it, like an hour and 27 minutes to launch, somewhere on there. But who knows? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just think
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the recent price hike on? What's with the recent price hike on Starlink?
Yeah, so I did a whole video on this price hike on every single Starlink package besides one. There's only one package that they didn't raise the price, and that was the Roam 300 plan. I think it is. Every other plan went up. If the plan was under $100, it went up $5. If the plan was over $100, it went up $10, right across the board. And like I was saying in the video that I did, and I talked about this, I do believe that it's twofold. Yes, they have an IPO that's coming, and they have to prove to the investors that the company, SpaceX, is worth the $2 trillion that the valuation probably is.
Only $2 trillion?
Only $2 trillion, the largest ever on Wall Street. But the other thing I really do believe is capacity. And since they have been just exponentiating, like the onboarding, instead of doing like a nice curve like this, onboarding has been like this, right? It just straight up. So you only have so much capacity with these Starlink satellites, and they keep on launching them. Like sometimes like 3 launches a week, 4 launches a week. So many, they're putting like 100 up there, 150 up a week. but there's so many people. They're over like 10 million people now. So there comes a time, and when you do the mathematics, there is a finite amount of connectivity available. So instead of coming up with like lines again, where people have to go on a waiting list, or have to pay $250 for an onboarding fee, or $500, or I've seen as high as $1,500 to come online with SpaceX Starlink because of this congestion fee, because you live in a place that's highly congested. They probably said, let's just go right across the board and just slow down onboarding completely just by raising the prices on everything. So do I think that the prices, so the true question that you should ask is, will the prices stay elevated or will they not? My answer to that question is they will not stay elevated. They will go down when the version 3 satellites are on orbit. The reason being is the version 3 satellites are 15 times the capacity as the current version 2 minis. What does that mean? That means every single one of those new satellites they put online is the equivalent to putting 15 of the current ones online. So they're going to be inundated with just a ton of capacity once Starship starts dropping those big version 3s on orbit. At that point, we're not going to have to worry about congestion fees, and the prices will come down because now they're going to have an excess of capacity in comparison to right now, where there's areas that they are lacking capacity. So that's kind of like the long story of why. There's the why, right? Don't we say that this channel is always about the why? There's the why. Hopefully that helps. More questions? Maybe?
Yes, I do.
There's some
Okay.
good questions in there right now, yeah.
Lots of questions, Shannon said.
First of all, there's a super chat, but you were talking so much from Speed Racer. So
Thank you.
very much.
Speed Racer.
What's up?
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank
Mick
you.
Pletcher had said that I always pick up ancient fossils at this fantastic store near Kanab, Utah. When I'm in the area, TSA always treats fossils like they are bombs.
Yes. A lot of those fossils are radioactive. And
Well, you know what's funny? I always wear this, but no one ever says anything about this.
Yeah.
And I have a bigger one, but whatever. I just
Hey, before you go any further, before you go to the next thing, I have something radioactive behind Fabiola.
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Slide to the side,
Guys,
just a little bit.
gotta
Slide,
see this
slide.
thing.
Oh, do you see this? You see that? That is a goblet, let's just call it, from 1885. The reason I put that there is because that's all I do is AI, and I do coding, Perl.
It wasn't a goblet, it
you know,
was a dish.
it's a compote dish, but
Yes.
it looks like almost like an old, I don't know, but it's from 18. The bottom line is it's from 1885, and in 1885. So when you look at that, you would say, oh, that's probably like LED or something. No, the reason it's glowing is because there is a UV light that is firing at it with 395 nanometer. Now, what that means is it's basically UV light, and the UV light is, let's say, exciting the uranium-238 that's in that glass. So the light that you see is actually the excited uranium, because back in 1885, there wasn't regulation on putting uranium in the glass, and it made it look just beautiful in the sunlight. And remember, in 1885, there was no electricity in the homes, there was no cars, the Eiffel Tower didn't exist, and there was no Statue of Liberty. So there was no electricity, so to have that, it would be for someone that was extremely rich, right? So I got that as almost like, it's like an oxymoron, right? It's like I work on AI all the time, and then we have something here that's literally 140, 150 years old that is radioactive. I just think it's cool. So there you go.
You're welcome for me taking you on these crazy antiquing things that you don't like to go to.
And there it is. So.
Where's the other one?
It's still, I didn't put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I have
Well, he
another
actually has two. It started off with a smaller one.
And then I had to buy this big thing because, so when this thing was made, Wyatt Earp was like Doc Holliday and like stagecoaches and robbings of banks was happening at this period of time when this was made, which is kind of crazy. Anyways.
All right, so here we go.
Radioactive uranium.
Hold on, let me just catch up real quick.
Okay.
Real Nikon Lover said, cheers, celebrating tonight. The big fire here in Simi Valley missed their house by 750 yards.
Oof.
So we're
Well,
happy
yeah, happy
that
you made
you are
it
doing
safe.
okay and your home is good. That's crazy.
Very.
Thanks for being here tonight, and thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Roca de la Blue, hey, the price hikes are a part of every day at the moment. We have a good deal recently. And let's see.
Yes, the price hikes are a real thing.
Shannon said, super chat, the back of Joe's head glows from exposure. That goblet runs the space station computer next to it.
Yes, that computer that you see next to the goblet there is the space station. That's live right now. If you go there and you take a look at it, that's it.
Okay, Reppy59, to change things up, how is the Linux usage going? Are you planning to Windows again? You seem less stressed getting your videos out, and the live stream, you seem more relaxed.
Yeah, so we're using Linux. Let me just reach over. Sorry.
I'm using Linux too, Joe. Thanks
You
to you.
are. See that? That's
Right
what
when
I
I
like
said
to
that, I
see.
lost my
He was
headset.
actually going to fall back to Windows, but he didn't. I have to give him
I
credit.
still have it. It's right
So
down there.
this right here is my Windows. As you can see, it is very dusty. This is now about a year and about 3 months, a year and 4 months since I took this out of the machine. All of these everything is running on Linux Mint 22.1 or 22.2, and I've never looked back. So if you guys want to go from Windows spying on you continuously to Linux, you can do it. Because if I can do it, you could do it. And I'm doing video and AI and photo and just anything you can think of. Like, I use the crap out of these machines. I twist them, I bend them, I use them, I program on them, I beat the hell out of them. So yeah, I did a whole series called Life After Microsoft Windows Cutting the Cord. That's in the series. I also did a series called Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord. And if you want to not use Adobe anymore and use other things, I did that one too.
Meg Pletcher, I went to the Trinity site 2 years ago. There are people that sell Trinitite, produced from the atom bomb off the military. I got one of the small piece here on my desk.
That's cool. That is very cool. So I have a Geiger counter. Because of course I have a Geiger counter. I know someone's be like, why do you have a Geiger counter? So yeah, and I tested this one, and it's running at about, if normal, it runs at about 3 times the radiation of normal room radiation of the room. So it's about 300% radiation over baseline, let's call it.
Okay. Monahan Outdoors. I got a Porsche to use for camping and run my Mini since I go to remote areas while going down a county highway. My Spotify stopped working. I realized it was because Starlink cut me off because of my speed.
That's exactly
Really?
right. Yes. So
That's a thing?
yes, you
Oh,
can.
hell no.
They monitor your speed.
You see?
So I did a whole video on how you can kind of just use like zombie mode for $5 a month, and now it's $10, but it was $5 a month. And I told people, if you are a trucker, get the zombie mode, because for $5 you can keep in touch with loved ones. You can go on your Google Maps. You can watch like 360p videos. You can do all kinds of stuff. It'll cost you $5 a month. Well, within about a week and a half of me putting this video out, they came out with a stipulation that said that, like, if the vehicle went over 15 miles per hour, it immediately would be shut down, or it would bump you up to the next plan. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. That is the speed. There's also a 100 mile per hour speed limit, and they put that speed limit on there for aviation, because people were paying like $50 a month for like 100 gigabytes of memory or of data, and that was really cheap for aviation. People were using it in their planes, like Cessnas or whatnot. So they put a 100 mile per hour limit. So as soon as you go over that 100 mile per hour with your SpaceX Starlink Mini, it pulls you right into like a, I don't know, $250 a month plan, just like that. So yeah, the
I have a
aviation.
question on that subject.
Go
Joe.
ahead.
Is that only on the minis?
I
And
don't
let me-
know, and the
Let me
reason,
say why.
yeah,
Well, I just happen to be in the off-road industry, and I know for a fact there's some Class 1 and trophy trucks that are going well over 100 miles an hour.
right,
Some may have minis, some may have version 2 or 3. So
Right.
that's why I asked that question. They don't have issues over 100 miles an hour. Nothing that I've heard.
Okay, so the speed, I think that the speed has to do with the location also, because it has an altimeter in it also. So it knows where you're located to like within the foot via GPS. So it knows where the dish is, and it will know, like, if that dish was like over the ocean, it would immediately know that it needs to go onto a maritime plane. And also it knows the altitude, and it knows if you're flying in comparison to driving.
That's great.
So one of the problems is a lot of people that you go into the Great Lakes, normally it's about like 15, I think if I remember correctly, it was like 10 or 12 kilometers or something off shore. And the problem is the Great Lakes are so damn big that if you go to the middle of the Great Lake, it would like automatically think that you're in the middle of an ocean because you're that far away from land. And I don't know if they did like some updates to fix that, but that was an issue that a lot of people were writing into me about. So there's always like, remember, this is a new architecture. So what they're doing is like, it's our job to try to screw them, and it's their job to patch the holes. So when they come up with something and I'm like, wouldn't that be great for truckers to use for $5 a month? They get like unlimited, blah, blah. And then when they do it, now all of a sudden they get hit. And it's because, SpaceX didn't think that people would do that with it. Now they did. So now they increased it 100% from
That damn
$5 to
Joe.
10.
You messed it up for everybody.
I know. There's a few.
Big mouth.
I'm sure it wasn't just me. I'm sure there's a lot of other people.
No,
too.
you're right. There were a couple of
Mick
videos.
Fletcher, did you see France announce they are going to Linux on all government systems?
Really? See?
I hope they have people that know how to use Linux.
Yeah, I
today.
mean, it's just a more secure architecture, number one. I mean, every single system that Elon Musk uses is a custom Linux kernel, period. He would never dream of using an Apple anything or a Windows anything. Of course, it's going to be Unix, right? Or Linux. So yeah, these are if you want something secure, if you want to be more secure, Linux has always been the way to go. See, what people don't understand is open source is just that. It's open. So if there is a problem, the community fixes it within hours, and the updates are pushed out like minutes later. Whereas if you have, let's say, a Windows problem, they will fix it, they'll look at it, they'll contemplate it. It might be weeks before you end up getting a patch, right? So it's so much slower that's one of the reasons why open source is so powerful, because the community behind open source are so passionate about open source. So it ends up, they end up fixing things a lot quicker. And also, I talk about this in my ramblings on AI, and how I did. So the AI that I built is currently running on Qwen 2.5, but I might start using DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a Chinese architecture. It's a Chinese AI. But see, the thing is since it's open source, we can go into it and look at it to see if there's any telemetry, if there's anything in there called, phoning home. We know it because it is open source, and we can now compile it so they don't put anything in there. So that's why a lot of people are saying, oh, why are you even looking at DeepSeek? It's a Chinese, it doesn't matter that it's Chinese. If you go to DeepSeek's website, all of your data is now going through the CCP's computers. Don't use DeepSeek on Chinese computers and go and give them, like your NDAs and your bank account information and stuff. Don't do that. I mean, I don't know. common sense. Well,
Okay,
I
are
don't
you
know.
done?
Anyways, I'm done. I'm
All
rambling.
right, thank
Sorry.
God. I need coffee
Okay.
so bad. Jesus Louise.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Oh, wait a second. Red Bull. Yeah.
It tastes like Robitussin to me. I can't. I like Monster better.
Me too.
Honey badgers. Hey.
Hey, honey badger.
I was watching this video about uranium glasses. This guy was mentioning they didn't really put out very much radioactive. Is that true?
Yes. So in 1930s, right around 1930s, is when they really had a cutoff, where they were using about 1% to 2% uranium in the glass. The reason I got the 1885 glass, number one, because I like the year, because it is something that's prior to electricity. It's prior to cars. I like that whole idea. Is that like, anyways, back then they didn't have a limit. So some of this uranium glass is up to 25%, 238.
That's a lot.
It's a good amount of uranium in there. But see, the thing is you don't have to worry about it because it puts out alpha, beta, and gamma rays. Gamma goes through everything, but it puts out more of like the alpha and the beta. And the alpha and beta, it gets stopped like through very thin material, right? It doesn't take much to stop that radiation. Now, gamma is the stuff that you really have to worry about. That's the stuff like a nuclear explosion or something. Gamma is what's going to kill you. Those particles go straight through your being and start destroying DNA. Anyways, so there you go. 2% in the early 1900s, up to 25% in the end of the 1800s.
Geeky Gardens. What do you use for video editing? I'm currently using Cinelera. Sorry.
Solera, yeah. Solera. So we use DaVinci Resolve Studio. You could use DaVinci Resolve Studio for free. I pay them for it. I gave them the $300 because I use it all the time. I just thought it was the right thing to do. So, but yeah, DaVinci Resolve it's the de facto, just so you understand, doing like episodic TV, doing any kind of editing, doing movie editing, you would edit on, let's say, on a Mac, or you would edit on a PC. Doesn't really matter. But when it all came down to the final color grading, every video, every movie would go into DaVinci Resolve because its color grading is second to none. So now that DaVinci Resolve's editor, its NLE, nonlinear editor, is so good, people just use it solely and don't even look at any of the other editors. So give it a shot. It's free. Go download it.
Okay, so Shannon just gave an update.
What is
it? The launch time is 6:30 p.m. Central Time for liftoff.
6:30.
6:30, dirty. Okay.
There's some sad news in the chat too, by the way.
What is that?
Well, I didn't get that far.
Okay.
Where is it? Read it, because I'm
Go ahead,
stuck.
Shan.
My chat is stuck.
NASCAR driver Kyle Busch died today.
Carl Busch.
God.
41 years old.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh man,
It's too early.
that is horrible. That is horrible, man. That reminds me. Remember when Dale Jarrett? It's I don't know. The one that I always thought that would get hurt that never did was Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon used to push those damn cars. They would push those cars, and he survived through it. I mean, that man's got like I don't know how many lives. So, but yeah, well, condolence to the family. That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. 41. That is way too young. 41. Man.
Okay, Country Soldier. What are your current speeds on Starlink?
So on Starlink, we are getting about 400 to 420 down, up speed of about 50 to 55 up, with a ping of roughly 18 to 25 milliseconds. Let me see. Where is my phone? Let me see here.
I don't know. All right. Well, you do that.
I'm gonna do a speed test, and then we'll see.
I can't even talk. Maine-made homesteader. I have Trinity iron sights, always glowing. Is it safe to keep it under my pillow for things that go bump in the night?
Yes. Trinity is okay. Radium is not.
Don't spoon with it.
Don't spoon with it. Yes. So a lot of old watches, old cuckoo clocks, old Those hands had radium. Radium is about 1,000 times more powerful than uranium. It's wicked. You don't want to play. That shit is hot. You could go to like an antique store and you see one of those clocks and you see the glowing hands. Be careful with those. Be careful with those. Those are bad. Anyways.
Turbo 7968. I'm a truck driver at one of the destination watching the launch with you and everyone else on my Mini right now. That is awesome. NLSJMA. I'm a retired software support engineer. Had to be proficient in Windows and Linux. Linux was so much easier to work with.
Definitely.
Amy, what do you think of Bill C-22 in Canada? I don't know what Bill C-22 is.
I don't know either. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I can Google it. Oh, no,
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
Google it,
Yeah,
please?
Google it.
What was the question? Bell C-22?
No, Bill.
Bill.
C-22, like a bill that
Yeah,
was
Bill,
passed
a Bill
in Canada.
C-22.
Oh.
Yeah. I was just in...
Politics today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just in Canada the day... When was I in Canada? 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago she was
Literally,
in Canada.
overnight trip to Canada.
The bill aims to modernize lawful access rules to assist law enforcement and the Canadian Security Intelligence Service in investigating crimes. So basically, taking people's rights away. I'm reading between the lines. Am I wrong, guys? Whoever.
Sounds like it.
That would be my interpretation.
That's normal though. I don't.
Yeah.
That's not.
What do we
abnormal.
think about
It's
that?
become
I mean,
normal, yeah.
that's not something that we line up with. So I
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all.
don't.
Definitely not.
So yeah, Amy, I don't know, babe. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Oof. Bichu762. Does Linux Mint work well in dual boot config with Windows 11? Also, I heard that Linux is more prone to viruses compared to Apple products. Any truth to that?
No, they're the same. The reason okay, I'm a hacker, right? Do I want to hack into Linux? Do I want to target a Linux user when they're only about 15 to 17% of the populace, or do I want to write my virus for a Windows user? Windows that has like 80-some% of the populace. You're going to, of course, write your virus for Windows. So is one more susceptible than the other? No. You can get a virus just by opening stuff that you don't supposed to open. The difference is Linux is very sandboxy. If you're not into software, you don't know, but sandboxing is basically encapsulating a program before it runs so that if it wets the bed, it doesn't go and screw up anything else. How many times have you guys used your Windows and a program crashed the whole damn thing? That usually doesn't happen in Linux because when it crashes by itself. It's like on a deserted island somewhere, and then you just delete that application or you delete that process, as it's called. So it's just a little bit, so the answer to that is no. Not more susceptible at all, probably less. Because of the open source community can look at the majority of these programs, whereas with Apple, it's still a closed architecture. People are not looking at like the Apple kernel very much, seeing what's going on behind the scenes. Same thing with like Windows, like the software itself. People are not in there doing much of anything, nor can they even do anything with it. So they usually write those hacks for Windows, would be the number one. And the reason being is there's more people to attack than going with Apple or Linux. So.
Okay, Mitch.
Are you keeping up with time?
Mick Pletcher, no, because I never know where it is. That's
Shannon?
your job.
Well, we have plenty of time before we start thinking about tracking time.
Okay.
Oh, God,
Perfect.
Shannon, I didn't want to hear that.
I'm still coming up with 6:43.
You need to close that and open that again. That can't be right.
And why don't you cut my feet? I got to go potty.
Oh, okay. You go potty.
I'm going to take my little break.
Okay. You do it.
You enjoy
Well,
your break.
Self here.
Be
All
careful
right.
with your oxygen.
We'll kill your
All
mic.
right. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So questions.
Well, I'm trying.
All
Right.
right,
Chit
all
chat
right.
forever. Mick Pletcher. We are now 19 days away from the WWDC. Let's hope Apple has great updates for Siri. Yeah, we're done with
Siri is
Siri.
such a ball of ass. I mean, I don't know. How can you put it nicely? How
It's so
how
bad.
bad Siri is? I don't even. So I'm not going to get into it. Yeah, I hope they do something great with Siri. There you go.
Let's see. Geeky Gardens. Not to mention, most hackers run Linux and don't want to dirty their own nest.
Yeah.
And Sapper 510. Why isn't the 300 gigabyte plan available everywhere in the lower 48 states?
That's a good question. I'll get into save that question. Speed. So right now we're getting 321. We're getting 321 down, 41 megabits up, and 20 milliseconds latency. So that's as of this minute. This 300 and something, I've seen up to about 410, 420. And for the up speed of 41, I've seen about 60, 58 to 61, right around there. And as far as the milliseconds, that's pretty good. 20 milliseconds, I've seen it down to as low as 14, 15. But for the most part, on average, I'm getting about 18 to 24 milliseconds, somewhere around there. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. Maybe we'll do another live test before the end of the show.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Did I miss anything? Mark Sparks said beta radiation can be stopped by thin glass such as tritium.
Yep.
David Craig, have you ever tried connecting your SL dish to your router with fiber cable?
No. I mean, the story with the dish is only going to go so fast, right? So whatever the speed is what the speed is. Like if you do a speed test through the Starlink app, you're going to get the maximum speed that dish is currently getting. If you use like speedtest.net or something, or Ookla or something, now all of a sudden you're at the mercy of whatever server you're using. You know, is it congested? Is it not? I don't like using that. I just do a speed test right through their own servers, and that's it. So, but anyways, keep that in mind. You just don't know, what the actual, speeds are going to be until you get those speeds. But the bottom line is the maximum amount of speed is what you're going to get through CAT cable, Cat 5, Cat 6, Cat 8, doesn't matter what it is, in comparison to fiber. It doesn't make any much of a difference. You're not going to go any faster, is what I'm saying.
Eric, excuse me, Eric McMahon. Jay, is the glass really heavy? I think uranium is very heavy. Just curious.
Yeah, I would say that goblet is probably, or compote dish is, I would say maybe 3-4 pounds. I mean, it's got some weight to it, especially that the girth of the bottom portion. It's heavy. It's got some weight to it. But think about this. I mean, you're talking about 150 years ago when they were blowing this glass, and melting the uranium into the glass. Who did that work? Who sat there and did that work?
That's amazing.
They didn't. Beautiful. I don't think they lived that long.
It's so beautiful
I don't know.
because you can't see it from here, but it's got intricate marking, which I'm assuming had to have been for mold made of clay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was pressed on.
It is a
while
pressed.
It was hot.
Yeah, those are pressed for sure.
I'm not a glass maker, so
yeah.
I'm just.
And if you really look at it, it's not perfectly made either. It's slightly off by just a little bit.
You're talking about the 1800s.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But what's weird about it? When I look at it, I don't think of an 1800 piece to me because I love antiques. It actually has somewhat of a contemporary feel and look to it with the little squares.
Considering, right?
It doesn't give me a very old antique
150-year-old vibe.
It looks more I would say a 1970s 80s piece. It looks more contemporary like that.
What's interesting that you say that is in the 70s is when they had a revival of all that stuff that came out back then, called uranium glass at the time, and it's still that's what they call it. They did a revival in the 70s, and they did put a slight bit of uranium into the glass even then, but it's just obviously nothing like that.
Marky Spark says live in 1 minute.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Yep, that's what they say. So we will see. We're gonna keep them.
Oh no, Monahan Outdoors said my wife unknowingly had us eating off a radioactive Fiesta ware for a little over a year. That's something I would have done. I'm not mad at her.
So
Jasmine is quite the shopper. She finds good deals on everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love antiquing.
Yeah, like so when you shut the light off on that, it just looks like crystal, clear crystal with just a little hint of yellow. If you walk outside and the ultraviolet light of the sun hits it, the uranium,
this is not right.
the uranium starts firing up, and it's like it starts glowing even outside. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm refreshing it. It is what it is.
Leaf finder, it's not bad until your tongue starts to glow.
You're like, I don't know, like, my tongue doesn't feel right.
So I did 3 things while I was on my break.
Oh,
First thing I did was...
Should I know about this?
Yes. I went to the restroom. Okay, that was number 1 on my list. Number 2, I went in the living room because my granddaughter's here.
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm forcing her to watch this broadcast now. So a special shout out to my granddaughter.
Oh, that's nice.
Then I explained version 1, version 2, version 3, and that we have no idea what's going to happen today. And then I did this. Are you ready?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow.
Are you having a monster in front of me?
I am having a monster.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but wait. It's got to be one that has like 0 calories,
you know what?
with that like
It's
nasty
sugar
But
taste.
you know what? My
It's
husband
good.
loves me so much and thinks of me so much that he has like 2 packs of
Red Bull. I just
Red
got
Bulls,
it today.
Red Bulls. Yeah, so you would have thought since I was a guest today, he would have
That's
got me
true.
at least 1 single monster. No.
Ooh, hey, Fab, you have something in the chat for you.
Oh, I do. Well, Ben Bird just gifted
Hell
50
Holy
memberships. Yes.
Ben Bird.
Thank you, Ben.
so much. That is amazing.
That is awesome.
If you have received one of these gifted memberships from Ben Bird,
Ben Bird.
please give a shout out. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Between
Really appreciate
Shannon
that.
Bombs, Peter Bombs, and now
Peter
Ben
Bombs,
Bird
and now Ben Bombs.
We're rolling, you guys.
And
We're
I am
rolling.
gonna I'm gonna match Ben here. I'm gonna match
Oh
Ben.
man, Ben, you're being matched.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. It means a lot.
That's awesome.
That is so nice.
And that makes it harder for
here we go,
Fab to
guys.
read.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
me, my eyeballs
Read
are
the
going
chat.
cross.
Hey, why don't you read them all?
Oh, sure. Hey, Marky Sparks says music is now playing on the SpaceX in between your chat bomb.
Oh my God. All right, let's go ahead and refresh that. And
Thanks, Shannon.
thank you so much. Thank you. Let's go ahead and refresh and listen in to see what exactly they're talking about here. And are we going to actually see this thing fly or not? That's the big question here. Will it happen or will it not? Let's see. Let's go in and do a quick refresh. Here we go. Let's do it. Now, if they're playing music, we're going to end up having to cut it. But we'll see. We'll see. Here we go. Yes, they are playing music, and that is copyrighted music, so I can't play it. We'll just watch it for now. But as soon as they come on, they're gonna. When they come on, it won't be small like this. It will be full screen. So just hang tight for that.
Shannon, what's your granddaughter's name again?
Anaya.
Anaya. Hi. I hope we're not boring you to death.
Exactly.
She's probably watching her little K-pop videos on her phone.
Oh, she's way having more fun.
Here we go.
Oh, they're talking. Or is
Here
that
we
old?
go. They're talking. Let's get them on here. Hold on to a second, people. Here we go.
Bob! Hi!
And in that time, the team has
we
been
hearing
working
them? Yes or
hard
no?
to completely redesign the entire rocket
I
that you
don't
see
hear
there
them.
from the ground
All
up.
right, in the
Yeah,
chat,
that's right, Kate.
can you guys
Starship
hear them? Yes or
version
no?
3
Let me
has
know.
undergone significant
Oh, I can hear
upgrades,
it just
taking
now.
everything we've learned from the previous 11
No, that's
flights
you. I
to
can
make
hear
a
No?
vehicle
Yeah,
capable of
I
full
turn my
and
TV
rapid
up so I hear
reusability.
all
Oh.
the
This
audio,
includes
so we
everything
can hear
from
it
a
on
new
the.
booster, new
They can
ship,
hear it on the
new
feeble.
engine,
Yeah, they can hear
a
it.
new launch pad,
Okay,
new
so just
avionics
hang-
software, and
That's all right.
so
We'll
much
just
more.
hang tight.
All
We'll
of
see
that
if we can get
hardware
it
is just
both
down the road
without.
at Pad
Hopefully,
2,
we can
a
get it
little
without the
over
echo.
a
So
mile
we'll
and a
see.
half away from
Remember
Jake and myself.
X when they
And
play this
it's
stuff.
over in our
Sometimes
viewing
it,
area
it gets
outside
crazy.
of
So we'll see.
outside on the lawn.
We will.
Starbase
We'll do a
employees.
refresh on the page and see if it ends up working. So hang tight. We got plenty of time here.
There's Bob from Brazil again. We talked about you earlier, Bob.
I
Raptor
know, Bob.
V3.
I wish I was in
And the
Brazil.
33 Raptors on Super Heavy Booster combined to generate
All right,
18
well,
Let's be honest, I'll be
million
happy with
pounds
just
of
sand
thrust.
and ocean
You can
right
see them
now.
all there.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Sand and ocean.
And it makes Starship by far the most
some
powerful
sunlight.
rocket
Well,
of all
we're just
time.
gonna go and
for
stretch 'em out
comparison,
because it
we have
looks
over
like
twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket that
their
carried
feed is
astronauts
not
to the
stretching
moon.
like it should.
And then here, of course, you can see on
But that's
ship
okay.
we have another 6 engines,
Somebody in the chat
and 3
just
of them
jinxed it earlier
feature
by
the larger
saying
vacuum
you were having
optimized
less
nozzles
trouble with
called
Linux in the
RVAC.
broadcast.
And as a member of the Raptor team, I can tell you that we're all incredibly excited to put V3 to the test today and demonstrate the
All right.
capabilities of our most advanced engine. And we'll get into all the exciting new details in just a few moments.
Yeah, that excitement is well warranted, Jake. Raptor and Starship V3
All right,
are
let us know,
designed to
guys.
be
Are you guys
foundational
able
for
to
the
hear what
future
they're
of the
saying?
program.
Let me know.
They're designed to enable
In
us
the
to
chat, are
send
they able to hear
payloads
it?
and eventually
They said they
people
were,
all the way
yes.
to the moon
Okay,
and Mars,
good.
ultimately helping us make life multiplanetary and extending the light of consciousness to the stars.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're planning to put Starship to work shortly by
Alright,
launching
we
bigger
will,
and more powerful Starlink version 3 satellites. These new satellites aim to substantially increase
let them
capacity in
Audio
orbit,
is
their
good.
thing.
strengthen the
Thank you,
network,
Gardens. Thank you.
and deliver an improved
Why not?
experience for customers on Earth. Starship will
it's
also
just
carry
one
our
of the chat
upcoming
messages
V2
that got
Starlink mobile
moderated.
satellites,
I was like,
which
why
are
not?
expected to provide direct 5G connectivity from space
Our
straight to mobile
GSD rules
phones
said Fab
worldwide.
made Joe go fetch you
Now,
a
as a
beverage
reminder
since
for
he
all
failed
of you
to
watching
prepare,
at
and
home,
audio is
what we're
good.
doing today is a
Wow.
test.
I wish
Like we
you
mentioned
could,
earlier,
but
we've redesigned the
it's too
majority
far
of this
away.
rocket and its systems.
Did you just
From the
push my
outside,
computer?
for those of you that have tuned in
This is
before,
it.
it might look pretty
Excuse
familiar,
me, Mom.
but
Okay,
beneath
hold
the
on.
surface, it's all
Hey,
new. And
our
the primary objective
our
today is to put it all
GSD
together
rules.
in a real live
You were
flight
so
environment.
wrong on
In
that.
order to
Joe
learn,
puts
we
so
gotta
much
launch.
preparation.
Yeah, and
into
really,
these
it's the data
videos.
we're expecting
Every
to get
now
back
and
from
again,
today's
the
flight that's going to
gremlins
bring us
come
closer to
a-calling.
making Starship
That's all this
operational
is.
and unlocking the
Yeah,
next
it
generation of our future in space.
No, but
So
So
he
no
was,
matter
he
the
was
outcome of
talking
today's
about
test flight,
he was talking
excitement
about
is
Joe not getting me a
guaranteed.
beverage.
Most definitely. And speaking of
See, I thought he
excitement,
said,
Dan
make-
Hewitt is in a pretty
fetch you there,
exciting place. He's stationed
since he
just
failed to
outside of the
prepare-
launch
okay,
control
okay.
center a couple floors above us. How's it going up there, Dan?
Shannon, I think
I'm
you need
sorry.
more
Could
Red
be
Bull. No, go take another sip of your monster.
Beyond Sight. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Hewitt with SpaceX Communications. It's been far
I'm
too
jealous.
long. Welcome
I'm
back
a little
for another
jelly.
Starship launch. Things are looking good. We are counting down. We moved into our window a little bit,
Oh, they want us
but
to
we are
shut
looking
up.
good right now at this moment. Behind me, you see the flight
I'll
control
turn us
team, the
down.
on console, looking at the rocket, the pad, the range, the weather, everything as we count down to liftoff. We're going to be getting into prop load in just a couple of minutes, and we are counting down to a liftoff at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. The weather is great. We haven't had a blue sky all day. There you can see almost nothing but that. We were fighting some upper level winds a little bit earlier. That's why we moved into our launch window. But the great news is we are looking go for launch. Also, we're monitoring the range, so air and sea space out in the Gulf and also in the Indian Ocean on the other side of the world, not tracking any issues there. Now, today's countdown functionally going to look pretty similar to most people. There's a couple of differences in timing for some of those major milestones, like when we start loading propellant, when the diverter turns on and the water's flowing, when the engines start up. But otherwise, other than that, all of the
'Cause I
hardware
kinda wanna
brand
hear it
new.
too.
New booster, new ship, new engines, new pad. Let's nerd out. Let's dive right into it. So there it is on the pad. Say hello to Starship version 3. As Kate noted, some of the outside might look familiar, but we've made extensive upgrades across every single system. Start with the big picture because Starship still very, very big. just over 407 feet tall, fully stacked, a little bit taller than version 2. With that extra stretch, we can carry even more propellant, but big rocket. The bottom half is our super heavy booster, and there are some pretty visible structural changes on the outside. We'll jump in. You've got version 3 on the left there, version 2 on the right. At the very top, we've changed from a one-time use hot stage adapter that used to pop off to one that's fully integrated for reusability. And Starship's Raptors are actually going to be igniting directly on top of the booster's fuel tank. The fuel tank pressure itself and then a non-structural layer of steel, it's what's protecting the top of that booster when we do hot stage separation. Moving down a little bit, we went from 4 grid fins to 3. We made them 50% bigger and higher strength. Just a reminder, that's what booster is using to kind of steer itself as it's flying back for a catch. We're also now going to use those grid fins for lift and catch itself. We zoom in a little bit and you can see new catch points now on those grid fin structures. Moving inside the rocket, we redesigned the fuel transfer tube. This is the really big tube inside the rocket that's moving all of that liquid methane down to the Super Heavy's 33 Raptor engines. It's going to help us flip faster, and we can now start up all of the engines simultaneously. This thing is big. It's about the size of a Falcon 9 first stage, which gives us the fun realization that we kind of put a rocket inside of our rocket. The very bottom of the booster looks very different. You've got those new Raptor 3 engines that enabled us to delete the bulky heat shields, the engine shrouds that we had on the previous generation, and then all of the propulsion, avionics hardware for those engines are super tightly integrated now and protected by much slimmer shielding. Move on up, second stage. This version of Starship is designed to carry massive orbital payloads. We're talking up to 100 metric tons to Earth orbit, the Moon, and Mars. The biggest changes are pretty much all under the hood. We gave the propulsion system a clean sheet redesign, increased the propellant tank volume, and improved our reaction control system, our steering while we're on orbit. When we X-ray inside, the PEZ dispenser is now supercharged, a little bit of turbo, and that's going to allow us to increase the deploy speed for each of those satellites. Today, we're actually flying the heaviest payload we've ever carried on Starship, but eventually we're going to launch with up to 60 of those Starlink V3 satellites. Just below that, just below the payload bay and also down on the aft part of the ship, we've added new docking ports. That's going to enable us to link up in orbit between 2 Starships, do propellant transfer. We also modified that main connection point where we load propellants into the vehicle for those future prop transfer missions. So a lot of upgrades tip to tail on the rocket, but powering everything, the Raptor 3. There they are, ripping in real time. These engines manufactured in Hawthorne, California, tested at our site up in McGregor. We redesigned their entire ignition system. We bumped up the thrust, so putting out more force, went from 230 to 250 tons force on those sea level engines, 258 all the way up to 275 on the vacuum optimized ones. When you look at all of the generations of Raptor lined up, all of those fiddly bits, the sensors, feed lines, controllers, everything that you were used to seeing around Raptor 1 and 2, a lot of those have either been deleted, best part is no port, or they're internally integrated and protected inside of the engine itself. That'll let us dramatically cut down on the weight of the engine, make it easier to manufacture because we are going to be mass producing these things. Now, we make these Raptors in Hawthorne. There's our Hawthorne manufacturing team getting ready to see their engines fly in space for the very first time. Huge shout out to you guys. You're all wizards. Appreciate you getting us some vehicles on the pad today. But incredible amount of effort. World's best engineering team works here at SpaceX. Get this rocket to that pad ready to launch. And we've been trying to follow more of it and document some of it. And if you haven't seen it, check out our new docu-series, Starship.
We've really, built this rocket from scratch, but we've also built the pad from scratch. So it's all kinds of new systems. First time that we bring together the pad and vehicle pieces to make sure that they all work.
Static fire vehicle is in pre-pad clear, about to get to our static fire pad cleared op state.
We run 60 seconds on ship because you get to see how the vehicle thermals all shake out and just general vehicle performance.
That if you can make it through that you're in a reasonable position to go fly.
Start up. Throttle up. Plus 10.
The journey of SpaceX is a journey to give humans access to the solar system and beyond, which is really the goal for Starship.
Plus 20.
The impact that this rocket is going to have on the world, I don't think most people can really comprehend the change it's going to have.
Plus 30. Started.
This is such a wild ride. The highs are high, the lows are low, as we really work to get to ultimately launching people, which is going to be amazing.
Plus 40.
It is not impossible just because it's far beyond what has been done before. We've proved that time and time again.
Plus 50.
I think I've watched it 4 or 5 times already. That's how good it is.
Same.
But yeah, so just as the team has been working hard on a brand new rocket, we've also redesigned the ground systems. The brand new Pad 2, that you can see on your screen here, is making its big debut today.
We took everything we learned from operating on Pad 1 to create this totally new launch pad. Pad 2 is optimized for full and rapid reusability. We've upgraded our propellant farm with much more storage and more pumps to enable super fast filling for launch and relaunch. On the tower, we changed to shorter chopsticks, which enable even faster motion to better track vehicles flying in for catch.
Yeah, we also changed the actuators driving those chopsticks from hydraulics to 100% electromechanical, increasing their speed, redundancy, and reliability. On the ground, the launch mount was completely redesigned, and if I had to describe it in one word, I'd say it's robust. With the extensive concrete and steel cladding, it almost feels like you're looking at a battleship, not a launch pad. But it's also smarter. We've separated the fuel and aux systems into different compartments and repositioned the booster quick disconnects to be out of the vehicle's plume during liftoff.
Yeah, and perhaps the most obvious change, we've now got a bi-directional flame diverter. We said goodbye to the pancake, and a new top deck flame deflector to eliminate metal wearing down, which will help us get to 0 refurbishment between launches. In fact, that new flame trench and the new chopsticks are featured here on our new Pad 2 launch shirts. This launch pad is built for maximum safety and fast turnaround because making life multiplanetary will require launching a lot of Starships. And as the countdown continues, let's change gears for a moment and head over to Tyler Lionquist in Hawthorne to talk about Starlink. How's it going over there, Tyler?
Hey, Kate, and thank you. We're back in Hawthorne, and we have a crowd forming outside of Mission Control ready to see some Starships fly today. And like Jake mentioned earlier, on today's flight, we're deploying 20 Starlink simulators, plus 2 modified Starlink satellites, which our team internally refers to as Dodger Dogs, because we stretch that V2 mini satellite propellant tank so that it sticks out from both ends of the satellite. You can see it right there. It is just missing some mustard and onions. So the Dodger Dog serves as a tech demo between the V2 and the V3 Starlink satellites, and will act as a platform for testing those V3 components. So the larger V3 satellites aim to greatly expand the network's capacity, while V3 hardware is designed to support faster Wi-Fi and improved broadband speeds to customers while providing a significant capacity upgrade from the V2 Mini. And in addition to delivering future V3 satellites to the Starlink network, we believe Starship will enable us to launch our AI satellites. As you may have seen during the TerraFab event in Austin a few months ago, Elon laid out the path to revolutionize cloud computing and AI infrastructure, leveraging the unlimited power of the sun, targeting 100 gigawatts to 1 terawatt of AI computing power annually. And from there, we're looking at connectivity beyond our planet too. Building on the technologies used to connect people on Earth, the Starlink team is exploring using Starlink to enable high bandwidth connectivity around the moon. With a constellation of satellites designed to connect to user terminals on the lunar surface, we could relay data back to our Starlink constellation in Earth orbit. So traditionally, deep space comms have relied on radio frequency transmission. This new design would use lasers to relay data back to Earth, which can massively increase the bandwidth available to future lunar missions. We currently have thousands of lasers operating in our Starlink constellation around Earth. Deploying that technology around the moon could connect it with hundreds of terabits of capacity. Together, this could provide the connectivity backbone between the Earth and the moon and enable gigabit connectivity anywhere on the lunar surface, providing data for rovers, habitats, and astronauts, and hopefully some incredible views for us back on Earth too. So all of that adds up to a lot of satellites. But the good news is that there's still plenty of space in space. But that said, the Starlink team takes space safety extremely seriously, and we work hard to encourage best practices across the entire industry so space stays open for as many people as possible.
There are tens of thousands of known space debris in low Earth orbit right now. All of that debris comes from man-made activities.
A lot of people talk about space being really congested, and they show this dust cloud around the Earth of all these points, and it looks like space is super, super crowded. I think if you take all the spacecraft that are in orbit, it's equivalent to about 3 aircraft flying over California at one time. So space is so much bigger, so many dimensions that are much beyond what we can comprehend. But even though it's big, there still is a potential that these satellites could collide and could hit each other if we don't proactively share information.
The orbit of objects follow Kepler's laws of motion, explained by Newton's laws of gravitation. So they orbit the Earth in very predictable trajectories as long as another force doesn't act on them. So you can reasonably fit millions of satellites into an orbital shell with that math. Obviously, to make that happen, you have to have really tight coordination between all those satellites, and everything has to work really well together. Starlink satellites make something like 1,000 collision avoidance maneuvers on a daily basis. We predict that a close approach will occur between another satellite or a piece of space debris. We use the thruster of the satellite to make a maneuver and keep away from the trajectory of that object and reduce the probability of collision to effectively zero. Because most of the actual collision risk comes from the surface area of the solar panels, we lower the solar panels to reduce the cross-section in the plane of the close approach to further reduce risk. On Starlink, I'm also excited to talk about a program we call Stargaze. Cameras on the satellites looking up into space, measuring the star field. You can imagine 10,000 satellites staring up into space and detecting all the objects in low Earth orbit. You effectively almost have a real-time view of what's happening in the low Earth orbit environment. So we began detecting objects and fitting orbits to those objects, and currently we're tracking about 50% of the objects with perigees below 600 kilometers. This project has opened our eyes a bit to the activities that are occurring in space that are not being published. So we have many examples in Starlink satellite footage where an object came within tens of meters of a Starlink satellite, yet this was not predicted. This is extremely concerning because this type of incident could have resulted in a collision.
Last year, we flew 165 missions to space. As an industry leader, we would like to create a community where all industry providers share data back and forth. They tell us where their spacecraft are. They track their spacecraft as soon as they're deployed. They make them available to others so we know where everyone is. You know, there's some thought that if I keep my satellite position confidential and I don't share that with anyone, no one will know where my satellite is. Well, I think that's really fictitious. So we at SpaceX, we've taken the opposite approach. We've published all our data, we put all our ephemeris data out, we show where our satellites are, we show where we're maneuvering, and I think we're now showing the industry that there is no competitive advantage by not sharing your data. We're demonstrating to the outside world what good practices are. We as an industry have a tremendous obligation at this time, at this formative state, to actually communicate with each other, share best practices, and be good stewards amongst each other. It'll make us better as an industry. It'll give us an industry of the future that will continue to grow, continue to innovate, and help every company to grow and generate revenue.
To maintain safety in low Earth orbit, it's incredibly important that we work together as satellite operators and are very transparent in the activities that we are conducting. I think that an irresponsible satellite operator is one who either doesn't know where their spacecraft is or where it's going to go, or isn't broadcasting that to the world. Space is big, but operators are not always predictable. We want to enable other missions, the Moon and Mars and interplanetary exploration. So ensuring that activities like that can persist for the duration of humanity is incredibly important. Fundamentally, I think the message to operators is to be transparent about what you're doing in space, transparent about where your satellite is and where it's going, and make sure you have the tools to ensure that that information is accurate all the time.
Starlink's future is bright and helping ensure space safety for all operators along the way. Now let's take a look into the flight profile for today's test. As we've mentioned a few times already, there are numerous redesigns making their debut today across the entire launch vehicle. In light of this, we want to keep our learning focused on all that new hardware and software, so we're running a flight profile similar to our last 2 Starship flights in order to minimize new variables.
Yeah, and we'll start with liftoff, where Super Heavy ignites 33 brand new Raptor 3 engines. We power through ascent ahead of hot stage separation. Booster shuts down all but 5 sustainer engines. Stage 2 lights its Raptor engines while still attached to Super Heavy. We get to see stage separation debuting the integrated hot stage. Directional booster flip, engine relight, and boost back using 33 engines. And after coasting for a few minutes, the booster today will target a landing burn and soft splashdown a few miles off the coast from Starbase.
Yeah, Ship does a bunch of fun things like deploying 20 Starlink simulator satellites, 2 of them Dodger Dogs as we affectionately call them, single engine Raptor relight, and then re-entry. Everybody's favorite part, lots of fun Technicolor colors that will be brought to us by Starlink. And if all of that goes as planned, we will finish the test with a flip, a landing burn, and a soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean. And actually, in just a few moments, thanks to Starlink, we'll be going live to the Indian Ocean and chatting with the ship recovery team stationed out there.
I'm so excited for that. That's going to be awesome.
So cool.
But sit tight, because first we're going to go to Dan for a quick status check.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Everything's still looking good. We are not tracking any issues technically on the vehicle or on the pad. Range status continues to be good, both the range out here in the Gulf and out in the Indian Ocean. As you can see, we have started our propellant load. That happened at about 36 minutes before T0. We're loading about 20% faster on Pad 2 than we did on Pad 1. Our flight director, Ty Huntington's back in the chair again. He was there for Starship's first flight test and 11 back for V3. He did that final go, no go at about T-minus 1 hour. We do start loading on ship first. That happened at about T-minus 37. Booster follows about 1 minute later, starting with its liquid oxygen and then its liquid methane. And then ship fuel is the last one to kick off at about T-minus 35. We're going to continue loading all of this propellant on board until about 3 minutes right before launch. 3 minutes 20 on ship, 2 minutes 50 on the booster. So we go pretty much right down to the wire. But as of this moment, still looking good. T0 set for 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Continuing to load prop, continuing to count down. All right. If you've been following along with these launches, you know we've been sending these suborbital and they splash down in the Indian Ocean. How the heck do we see some of that? Well, we have our recovery team, our Starship recovery team, and one of their primary jobs is to get those re-entry views and a whole lot more. We're going to take them now. We're joining them out in the Indian Ocean. We've got Suren Sinai standing by, taking a moment from the recovery ops. He might be frozen. Let me know if you can hear me, Suren. How's everything looking out there in the ocean?
Dan, I can hear you loud and clear. We're sitting in about 8-foot waves, but it's looking like a clear day, ready for a ship to come on through.
All right, man. How many of these have you done? And walk us through. What's the recovery team's primary job out there?
I've done 6 and now 7 of these missions, and with every mission we've seen it evolve, and but our primary goal has always been to clear the range. So just like we do over in the Gulf, the same kind of happens here. We send 1 to 2 boats out and we make sure there's nothing in the area so the rocket is clear to land. And then once we can guarantee that and have the rocket leave the pad, then we can proceed to imagery collection. So we have
All right, we'll see if we can get him back, but they're out there in the Indian Ocean. I think everyone's familiar. They've got the buoy cams. They've got the drones that are going to be going up, so we're going to be cutting back to them live once they get. They've been doing some practice stuff. We've been able to shoot some of this. So there you can see Seren getting those buoy boats. So they're basically out there. They're deploying these boats in the splashdown zone. If you get a live view from one of these boats, that tells you that we're pretty much nailing our target on that. And then Seren and a couple of our other recovery folks out there are going to be flying drones to hopefully get that imagery of Starship coming back. It's super critical for us to see just how that heat shield performed after reentry, and just having them out there remote, just in the middle of nowhere, plays just a really critical role in just rapid iteration on Starship and its heat shield. So looking forward to hopefully seeing some views from them a little bit later. But for now, let's head back down to Kate
T-minus
and Jake for the
17,
latest
folks.
progress at
T-minus
Cape Canaveral
17.
in Florida.
Thanks, Dan. Now, if we want to get to the moon and then Mars as fast as possible, there's really only one answer: launch a lot more rockets.
Yeah, to do that, we're going to need a few more launch pads and support buildings, which is exactly what we're working on over in Florida. So originally built for Apollo and then the Space Shuttle, Launch Complex 39A has flown 126 Falcon missions since SpaceX reactivated the pad in 2017.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's that many. Fun fact, I actually hosted the live webcast for our very first launch at Pad 39A, and it was so exciting to see that come back to life. It's also exciting to see how today, almost 10 years later, the ongoing construction and development that will bring a second launch tower to Launch Complex 39A. You can see it ongoing there on your screen. It's designed to expand our capabilities to support Starship launches in the future, while also continuing to support Falcon Heavy missions from the original Apollo Shuttle Falcon launch tower.
Yeah, and we're also building a Starship launch pad at Slick 37. And to support the uptick in future launches, there's Gigabay, a giant assembly and maintenance facility designed to prep Starships ahead of Florida launches. And when complete, this huge structure aims to hold 24 work cells in over 800,000 square feet of workspace. That's 24 rockets under one roof. That's absolutely crazy.
There'll be so many.
Yeah. So SpaceX's future in Florida is quickly taking shape with our very first launches on the horizon.
Yes, a horizon that aims for regular trips to the moon. Now, staying with the lunar conversation, we're going to head back up to Dan, who has Starship Vice President of Engineering, Bill Riley, our favorite webcast visitor, to talk about the moon.
That's right, Kate. Yeah, crashing the webcast again. Bill Riley, VP of Starship Engineering. Thanks for coming, Bill. We wanted like a couple of minutes to geek out about the moon. Like Artemis 2 just flew humans around the moon for the first time in like 50 years, more than 50 years. I personally was wildly caught up in it. I don't know how you felt about the whole thing.
Yeah, I found it really inspirational. I think part of being a spacefaring civilization is being out there exploring, and I thought Artemis 2 got us back to the moon and back exploring and being out farther than we had been before.
It's always wild when you see space stuff kind of break through into the mainstream, and like it felt like that really did it. And I mean, that's going to continue happening. We're looking at a higher cadence of missions in Artemis, and Starship's obviously going to play a pretty big role in the entire Artemis program. But like, what's kind of next on the horizon?
I think what's exciting about Artemis 3 is you'll see the landers introduced now. So maybe we're talking to NASA about doing an Earth orbit rendezvous where the Starship-based lander could be in proximity to Orion or even more. I think that's really the next step. Prove out those landers close to home in Earth orbit, and then looking ahead, going to the moon.
And we're debuting V3 now, and just some of the stuff that's now on this version of Starship is going to directly enable some of that, or it's planned to, correct?
That's right. So V3 is exciting because it really introduces it's designed to introduce all these fundamental foundational features that allow us to go out past the Earth. So for example, there's many features, but some that are visible are the docking adapters below the PEZ door that you'll notice on the as-built ship. And then as we look out past V3, there's other configurations of Starship. There is a tanker that takes the propellant to dock with the lander that will land on the moon. And think of the on-orbit propellant transfer as sort of like the gas station in the sky. And then that gas station will be what we call the depot.
And then the plan now, and the plan's been, but it's really emphasized now, we're not just going for flags and footprints, we're talking permanent infrastructure on the moon, right?
That's right. We have to build up to that capacity. So the first landers will be, a new set of boot prints to kind of start a new generation of explorers. Then we'll build into cargo landers like you see here, maybe bringing down a rover to the surface. Some infrastructure might even be staying inside the landers. And then as we look to an even brighter future, having a permanent presence in a moon base.
Yeah, I'm ready for the moon base. I need to go to the moon. That's definitely in my. It sounds like a hell of a week-long vacation or one heck of a trip. But and I mean, this is the next step on making life multiplanetary, right?
Absolutely, it's literally the next planetary body we need to get to. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bill. I'm going to let you jump back in there as we get ready to launch this rocket. Thanks for nerding out on the moon with me for a couple of minutes. But we're not done. We got a little bit of more cool news. Stick around. Last year, the From2 crew made history. They were the first astronauts ever to explore Earth's polar regions from space in Dragon. I got to catch up with that mission commander from that, Chun Wang. He was visiting one of the most remote places on the planet, and he had some exciting news. Awesome to talk to you. Start me off. Where the heck are you right now?
Thank you for joining me to Fui Island, and this isolated island in the South Atlantic. It's arguably the most remote island in the world.
It looks super isolated. You're only there with a couple of people. Kind of feels like a space mission to me. So let's just jump right in. You are going to be on the first interplanetary mission on a Starship.
So it's going to be a flyby mission of Mars. So a lot of people are talking about how Mars will be like. We're going to fly to Mars, we're going to land on Mars, we're going to build city on Mars. But let's get it started with a flyby.
Doing a flyby of Mars, that's a heck of a trip, but you're kind of built for this kind of mission, right? Because if you're not landing on the surface, you're spending a long time going out there, you're going to fly by it. It's going to be like just an insane couple of hours, and then it's a big trip back home. How are you kind of built to handle this kind of a journey?
This actually my style of spiral. I can stare at the map view on airplane all the way from takeoff to landing. So I think I'm enjoying the trip.
So it's not just the Mars flight, you're also going to be taking a trip around the moon, right? So kind of do that step before heading all the way out to Mars.
Yes, because even though it's just a flyby, it will try a lot of things that never been attempted before.
How do you kind of see these types of missions in kind of the grand scheme of everything?
It will light the fire. It will ignite imagination, and it will build the momentum.
My ear hole is small.
No.
After we come back from Mars, you'll have an opportunity to take some real photos.
I only do good with the AirPods. These things always
Mars will no longer become a distant space.
T-minus 10 minutes, folks. 10 minutes.
Chun, thanks for calling in from the other side of the planet. Super cool location. Super cool to talk to you. And
Sarah said,
exciting.
Her time is 11:28
You're going to get on Starship. You're going to go around the moon and
Wow.
then do the first flyby of Mars. It's insanely exciting stuff.
11:28
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, fireworks indeed. Just incredible to be one of the first humans to become an interplanetary traveler while also joining Starship's first mission to fly past the moon.
Yeah, Chun is certainly a one-of-a-kind explorer. And it's even more exciting to know everyone can join a future Starship mission.
How did you nail this?
If what you just heard excites
The
you,
300
challenges you,
earlier?
inspires
Could you see where
you,
we're at right now,
we'd
right?
like to hear from you. Come join our team. Be
You
one of the
said
people
300.
walking past us out to the line
And
to
we
watch
were.
the world's
And
best
now we're
rocket
hard
launch.
not, but I just don't
Help
understand how you
shape
figured
the
that
literal
out.
future of humanity.
On what?
Now, we need the best
Fabiola
and
said
the
that
brightest,
you
and
knew how many
we need you
people
right
were
now.
going to be in the chat.
Yeah, and we have
Oh.
tons of openings
Because-
all across the company.
Yeah,
where we're
there's
looking for
500
talented
people, I think,
engineers
online right now
and
with us.
technicians
Yeah,
at all
Thank
of our
you, everybody,
sites.
for
If you're one of the
including
500,
McGregor, Texas, where we
thank
test
you for being
every
here.
single one of these Raptor V3 engines behind us. Bastrop, Texas, where we build and assemble Starlink user
Under
terminals.
10 minutes. 8 minutes left, guys.
We also need help up in Redmond, Washington.
Thanks, Shannon,
That's
with more
Starlink's
super
global
bombs.
headquarters, where, among other things, we manufacture Starlink satellites. If you like the fall weather, that might be the place
You're not
for
allowed
you.
to talk about bombs
and
so close
as
to a
you've
launch.
seen throughout today's
That's true.
show, there is a tremendous amount
So
of
lame.
activity
Everything today
happening
is
right
lame, lame,
here
lame.
at Starbase, Texas. Here and everywhere, it's all
500,
part of
shut
the
the
incredible opportunity
come
that
on,
we
fucking
have
dog.
to build the future of humanity.
We'll shut up. Enjoy.
Yeah, so if you're
You're gonna get
interested,
total silence,
visit
except for maybe a screech out of me
spacex.com/careers
when
to
this
see
damn thing
these
goes off.
and all of our other openings.
Now, I can tell you that the crowd is certainly starting to grow. Behind us, you see the launch pad there for yourself. Once again, this is the first flight test of Starship version 3. This will be the first time that we are debuting this booster, this ship, the launch pad that you see there. And you can see people
you wanna
walking
see
over my
dancing
shoulder here as our
Bezos.
colleagues are moving.
That is a
in
beautiful launch
masses
pad,
to
folks.
go
Look at
watch
that.
this
We
liftoff
saw that being built.
in just over
Yeah.
7.5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
It's pretty exciting, and as a reminder, we're only a mile and a half away here. So we are very close, about as close as you can be, and we're definitely expecting to feel it.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jake. Hi. Do we have a mic?
Did someone just walk
hello,
on
For
set?
those of you that might not know.
Why you got?
Welcome, Nikki. It's so
Thank
nice
you.
to have you here.
It's a pleasure to
Do
be
you know
here.
who that is?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
What do you think the Barbs are going to say when they see you
Isn't
here
she
at
like that
Starbase?
singer or something?
They better say all
Or
good
who is that?
things.
Yes.
Come on,
But
say
they're
it.
gonna be excited.
'Cause I don't
They're
know.
probably
I
gonna
can't.
want to come
Is
themselves
it some
next
weird
time.
name?
I mean, anybody
like, I
can
could
come
care
and
less.
watch the launches.
Okay,
It's super
that's
accessible
fair.
to the
Really?
public, so
I just think
we
it's-
welcome that.
Don't even get me
Okay,
started.
Barbs, come on down.
Is
'cause
she
this is
friend
a
with
lot
Elon?
of fun. I'm excited. Is it
Is
about
she
to
friends
happen
with
at
Elon?
any minute?
So you
don't
see
know.
that number
like
right there in the top left corner,
Meneni or
6.5
something, I don't know.
minutes.
6
Am I
minutes
close?
left.
Am I
Yes.
close?
Oh my
Something like
gosh,
that. Something
this
weird.
is historic. This is a
Nicki
major
Minaj.
moment, y'all.
Yeah.
Minaj,
Is
there
this
you
your
go.
first rocket
okay,
launch that
so
you've seen
I know
live?
who she
Yes.
is, right?
Wow.
Wow.
And
How do you
all
feel?
of a sudden, she
Very,
is a
very
big
excited.
Trump
And
and
I'm
Musk
like-
supporter. So
Oh,
she
yes.
finally decided to read a book.
Might be like,
I just noticed your shirt. You've got the right
Hey.
swag.
Look at the. Oh wow! Look at
I
that.
love this shirt.
She's
It's a great
swagging.
shirt. I have one as well.
And it's a great name, Starship.
I
Did you
mean,
say she finally read a
how
book?
did you predict the future?
Yes,
that
I
Starships
did.
are meant to fly?
I do not know.
Yes, and so all of a sudden,
This
Major
she's,
shout out
yes.
to Elon. Elon, thank you for
Just don't get
everything
me,
that you're
'cause I
doing
can't.
for
I can't.
humanity.
He's
See,
the
I
man.
work on the other side
For
of
sure.
things, so yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, I'll see
we
you guys
want to watch
later.
the launch with you,
Okay, yeah.
so we'll
Everybody
take
in the
this
chat,
back
what do you think
because
about
this
what's
is
going on
too
right
loud to
now?
take
I love
outside.
Pooh. Whoever Pooh is, I
Wow,
love
what a
your
moment.
comment.
And with
Oh, I
that
gotta
great
figure
timing,
that
we're
out.
now at 5.5 minutes. This brings us into terminal count. Dan, man, the anticipation is certainly growing here in the lobby and out on the lawn. What is it like up there?
I see
Yeah,
one that's
we are ready to
moderated that
go.
says
We are getting into the final
much.
phase of our propellant loading.
You guys have to
We
understand
are
that we might end up still getting a 2-minute
almost
hold.
entirely
It depends
full
on
on
what's
ship
going
on our
on.
main, still
So,
doing the header
but
tank, so
seeing it
we're
at
looking
T
well in
minus
excess
5,
of
that's
90%
really
of the
good
booster,
news.
so
Really
we are
good
looking
news.
Good. Still not tracking any range, any weather issues today. Not tracking any technical problems on the vehicle, on the launch pad. Looking
Who's
good
he
for
laughing at?
liftoff in just
I
under
found-
5 minutes. Once we're done with propellant loading on the booster, you have over 11.5 million pounds of that liquid methane, liquid oxygen on those two stages. After that, we have to essentially get the pad ready for launch. We'll do something
What?
called pushbacks where
Somebody
all of
wrote,
those lines
Leaf
running
Finder says, I'm
underground
sure
from the
CNN
propellant
is gonna
farm
have
up to
a,
the vehicle.
heyday.
They're going to clear
Yes.
back. They're going to push all that propellant back
Oh,
into
yeah.
kind of the bunker area around
Elon
the prop
stock
farm
price, they're all gonna
and
drop
just
today.
basically get the pad ready. We'll see
the
the
left-
vehicles
left-
do their final
I
thrust
gotta
vector
stop.
control
It's not
checkout.
Friday.
So when we
I
No,
know.
it is
snoop
not.
in, we should
I
see
know.
the engines do kind of final wiggle checks. That's how we steer the rocket. We're going to do those at about T-minus 100 seconds, so a minute 40, and then once we pass the T-minus 40-second gate. If we do need to hold, that
We're
is
coming
still
up on
built
4
in
minutes,
at
guys.
Yeah,
T-minus
this looks
40
really
seconds.
good.
It's
Really
built into
good.
the countdown. We can
too bad we
pause.
couldn't
Just so
get
you
the
guys
commentary
know,
from
normally our commentary is a little bit more, let's say, let's say we're being very censored right now. So just understand on Free Speech Friday on the JCLive show, come join us at 8:30 p.m. on every Friday, and you'll hear us a little bit more
for a couple of
open,
extra
so to
Gloves
speak.
come off on
The
Friday.
gloves come off.
Sometimes
And then once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, a lot of things will happen in rapid succession.
What's all the white stuff coming out?
Yeah, that moment
It's
is
just
called
venting.
the
They're
QD
venting,
or
they're
quick
venting
disconnect
gas.
vent gate.
They're-
That's when we clear all the gas commodity lines that connect the pad to the vehicles. Both the ship and the booster configure their comm systems for flight and are rapidly running leak checks on gas and fluid tanks. The booster goes to internal power and its engines get their final priming for launch,
Extra.
while the ship's engines begin their ascent bleed profile and arms
It's
the
a shame
automatic
the
flight
First
safety
Amendment is
system.
only available on Friday.
Yeah, and
You
once
guys
we
can say
pass
what y'all
T-minus
want.
40 seconds, we still have the ability to rapidly recycle the count under certain conditions back to T-minus 40 seconds and hold there
Watch
to
the
assess
two-
what
watch
happened,
the
review the
2-minute
data, and
2-minute
decide
mark.
if we can
Let's see if
proceed
we
again
actually
all the way
count
down
through.
to T0.
See if we count through the 2 minute. If we do, it looks really good.
The flame diverter on pad 2 activates at around T-minus 17 seconds, and it enters what is essentially the point of no return at T-minus 10 seconds. And there's a chance we could recycle, but the closer we get to T-minus 10, the lower that chance becomes.
So,
All
I
right,
was
we
showing
are
280
coming up
likes. I'm
on
sure
2
we're higher
minutes.
than
We
that.
have completed propellant
We have
loading on the
579
booster.
wonderful people
Just
watching.
shut down the fuel pump
Yes.
for loading onto the ship, so we're closing all of that out now.
And here we go.
2 minutes
Let's
to
see if it
go.
stops.
One kind of exciting aspect to
No.
V3. We're not going to start the engines up.
We're
We
locked.
just, we're blasted through the 2-minute mark. That is sweet.
All at once. And you're
Well,
going to see the
there's,
booster
water
move off
coming
the
out
pad
the
a whole
bottom
lot
there.
quicker.
Once again,
That's
if you've
fine.
just joined
Or-
us,
oh,
this
that's
is
steam.
the
Okay.
Yeah, that's
first
steam.
flight for
Okay, it looked
version
like water.
3
I was
of
like,
Starship.
No, constant
The
vent.
ship,
With water.
which is the upper part,
If they
the
don't vent,
black
it
part
will
there
explode.
at the top, the booster, which is the part below that, have been completely redesigned, as well as the launch pad that you see it sitting at, as well as the engines that power both the ship and the booster. Today's
think
test
so.
flight is a massive
Look at all of the ice, everyone. Look at the ice. That thing is normally stainless steel. It's completely white.
T-minus 1 minute. So let's go to the pad and let the rocket do the talking as V3 fully comes alive.
Holy God, this is going to happen.
T-minus 1 minute.
The weather's perfect. Just like they said, it was going to eventually blow out all of that weather that was there this morning. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. It's like clear skies. We're going to see a really good launch.
So we
here.
did hit the hold at T-minus 40. Again, this is something
Here we go.
that is built
First
into
hold.
the
Better be
timeline.
watching still.
Not surprising
we have
as
hold?
we
Oh,
are
okay,
doing
that's
this
okay.
this first flight off of pad 2. Sounds like we might already be clear. We held for a second just to make sure that the quick disconnect vents were basically ready for their final throwbacks. So we'll hang tight
Look how
for a
pretty
couple of
that is.
seconds.
It is a beautiful
I think
shot.
we're about to reset, and
Plus
the
one.
reset is in. Counting down, first flight of Starship V3.
Yeah, well, here we go again.
Psyched, back to rapid
they
recycle.
Just jumped it back up to 41. Okay.
41.
Someone's
Somebody
had
change their
time to go
mind.
full screen.
All right, so
You're full
hold
screen.
here for a second. Looks like we're still managing some pressures
You
in
want to
the
take us off of the screen?
ship
You want that little bit
quick
up there?
disconnect.
We're going to take.
Wait, there's a hold?
Yeah, there's currently a hold.
All right, still going to hang out
Hang
for a
tight,
couple of
people.
seconds here at T-minus 40. Again, not surprising. This is new vehicle, new pad, doing all these things for the very first
You can
time.
park a bus on those fins.
Right now we are holding.
Yeah, they're huge.
Looking at some pressures. in the
Look at
quick
how
disconnect
white
and hold
that
reset,
stainless steel is.
and we're rolling.
We're counting down 34, 33. Come on, people. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Flight directors, go for launch.
Go for launch.
back to rapid recycle, so we're going to hold at T-minus 40 again.
Moved it on me. Oh, what happened?
What happened?
Okay, for a second, we'll see what tripped this last one.
Oh, it's back to 40.
Come on.
That means
that means there was some sensor or something
T-minus
pop.
40 if we need the extra time.
I'm kind of hoping that
You're
Elon
not
will
actively
come out there
loading
and just
propellant
tell
onto the
them
vehicle anymore, so the main thing you're kind of
Just hit
keeping
it.
an eye
Hit
on
the
is
red
all of
button.
the temperatures inside those propellant tanks.
No, Nick, you can't ride that candle. Will you stop?
I'm
Come
not
on,
saying
come on.
anything. I was told not to say a blessed
Don't
thing.
say a blessed thing. Look at this.
And
Come
I'm
on.
just reading the comments trying to help.
I mean, I'm answering.
Yes, last second check.
Yeah.
They went to lunch.
Last second check.
All right, we're continuing to hang out here at T-minus 40.
Here we go.
T-minus 40. Come on. Come on. It was down to what? Where did it stop? Like T-minus 20 or something?
It was
30?
40, and then it started to went to 38, and they jumped up to 41 and stopped.
I'm just taking a look right now at our diverter, so that
blinker the fluid is low.
water diverter underneath the system did trip a hold, but that basically just gives the team the chance to look at it, see if it's something that we need to troubleshoot in data or if it's something that we can clear this hold. So continuing to hang tight, T-minus 40 seconds. Starship and Super Heavy.
Can you guys
fully
imagine
loaded
how many
on the pad.
sensors are involved here?
Clock is rolling.
It's counting down, guy. Here we go. Here we go. 35. Let's do it. Let's do it.
2S30, flight directors, go for launch.
Okay.
Kick back to rapid
gotta
recycle
go for launch.
again.
Here we go. What? No.
Maybe they're just having
Just a
a
reminder,
malfunction with the countdown.
said it before, new pad, new rocket.
Nikki said in there.
Learning new things about this hardware
Sorry.
performing in the flight environment. Taking a look at some of the sensors on the
Adding windshield
arm
washer
that
fluid.
manages the quick disconnect to the ship.
Yeah, Mike, they should have chose either 45 or 47 seconds.
Yeah.
The
They're
promise
checking the
we're not
flux
just trying to
capacitor.
prolong the anticipation. Team's taking a look.
Someone said they forgot the Club 3000 wheel lock.
We've got a couple more minutes where we can hang out here. Again, it's not an unlimited time to pause at T-minus 40. We're keeping an eye on the propellant temperatures inside the
I'm
vehicles.
not even going to repeat that.
So we've got probably about
What?
3 minutes or so left.
Oh,
of
must be
time.
a female vehicle?
Is she venting?
Team's taking a look at the hold that tripped on that arm for the quick disconnect on the tower.
What's the window?
Converter may need a reboot.
They're not running Windows.
Arnold saying, do it now.
Just push the red button.
The handbrake is jammed.
Someone forgot to charge the PlayStation controller.
You remember that sub? The guy was controlling the sub with the PlayStation controller.
My head just went to that too. What a crap.
Continuing to hold.
What a-
Got a couple minutes to try and clear this issue.
We need to get those V3s in orbit. I agree.
Transmission fluid check.
Well, no checks means a boom, so it's a good thing it is.
Look at how beautiful that
Okay,
is.
Jim, go to the bathroom. If you can't hold it, go. You got time.
Yes, if you can go in 40 seconds, you're good. There is 1 million viewers currently watching on X. 1 million
Still
viewers.
holding T-minus 40. Still troubleshooting this issue.
You would think.
That's why that was there.
Probably got about a minute or a minute and a half left of hold time.
Engage. That's what Picard says. Also.
They're only going to be able to hold, I think, for another minute or two, and that's going to be the end of it.
Faulty spark plug. Oh yes, just dump the clutch.
Just let it rip.
Check engine light came on. Yeah, check engine light just came on.
No, all clear.
Look at those engines, man.
Yeah, at least we got a different view.
Look at how pretty that is.
There goes my earpiece again.
Look how beautiful that is. What a shot.
I'd love to be there during launch.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
that'd be so cool.
Confirmed, still working through the issue.
Fan belt snapped.
Still have a short amount of hold time still remaining.
Catalytic converter failure.
Come on. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. Keep us on the edge of our seat to the last second. Be like, okay, we'll let it go.
Elon has. Oh, how rude.
Come on.
Is that coming for
Still
tomorrow,
holding
or
T minus 40.
Boat in launch zone. That could be.
That's always a possibility, but there shouldn't be.
Leaf Finder, is that factual or are you just playing?
Someone else said it's the flux capacitor. No, they said they're playing.
Oh.
All right. It actually could be a valid thing though.
Yeah. But they have so much military on there.
Still continuing to hold here at T minus 40.
Well, I mean,
While we do that, the team's looking at temperatures of the propellant inside those tanks. We kind of check that against simulations that we've run in the past. There's some margin in those.
Actually, there is no gas.
We're still holding, no decision yet.
Or is that's not a gas, right? Sarah, no, I already had to reboot my.
Sounding like we have the fix in place. Hold reset, clocks is rolling.
It's got the countdown. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Do not hold. Ah, shit. Good. Ugh. They got down to like T minus what, 29? Back up to 41.
Someone said it farted.
Oh.
All right, we're back at our T minus 40 hold. Standing by to see what tripped us this time.
Etcha, don't hold your breath. Just breathe normal.
Yeah. Because if things go sideways, they're going to end up shooting this off tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully not.
All right. It is sounding like we are not going to be able to clear this issue in time today.
Oh, come on, no.
So we are going to be standing down from a launch.
Oh.
Man.
So if you're just now joining us, we got the vehicle totally loaded. We hit a couple of different holds as we work through that count. Again, new rocket, new pad. We're learning about a lot about these systems as we execute them for the first time, and we're not able to basically troubleshoot all of these issues in those final seconds to get to launch. But that essentially makes this a wet dress rehearsal. We were able to fully load the vehicles, and we're going to take the time now, figure out what tripped us up before launch, and then actually get into a flight tomorrow. We do have the ability to essentially rapidly recycle. We are expecting to be able to make another flight attempt tomorrow, but obviously stay tuned to our social media at SpaceX on X and our website, spacex.com, for updates. So no flight today. We will give it another try tomorrow.
Holy hell. Dang.
That's brutal.
All right. Can somebody
Folks.
please tell me what happened? Because I couldn't hear it.
Oh no.
Yeah, so basically it's called, that's the end of it. And the reason is unknown because there was just simply too many problems is the bottom
Someone in the
line.
chat said that it was, I don't know if they heard it or they just put it there. Poor conditions detected. Please take control. No, that's...
Yeah, I have a feeling that they kept on popping sensors. And the thing is you can only troubleshoot stuff so quickly. And in my estimate, they just couldn't They couldn't troubleshoot all of the problems fast enough to be able to say, yes, we're going to launch it. Now, the thing is tomorrow they can launch. But then, like Shannon was talking
launch
about,
around the same time?
yeah, probably they'll launch about the same time. And then the problem with this is that if they don't launch tomorrow, they cannot launch over the Memorial Day weekend, according to what Shannon was talking about earlier. That means that it won't launch Saturday, it won't launch Sunday, and it will not launch Monday. That means they would have to go on to a Tuesday launch if they decide to stand down for tomorrow also. And I think it's going to really have to do with how, what is the problem, how big the problem is, and is it something that they can fix, or all of the problems, is it something that they can fix overnight or not? Now, since they have just a massive pipeline going into this thing, it's not like before where it literally takes an hour or longer to be able to load this thing with fuel. I think the totality is like 30 minutes or 36 minutes to load it. So it's like, it's so fast now, the turnaround time is so quick that it doesn't really make that big of a deal anymore, whereas before it would take a long time. So that being said, I think they're just going to have to go through all of the paperwork, take a look at everything, all those sensors, all the alarms. They're probably going to find, I'm going to guess that the majority of the sensors that popped are on the ground. I think a sensor probably popped in the water deluge system. A sensor probably popped somewhere else on the ground. There might have been one or two on board also, but I think the majority, especially the first ones, were probably on the ground. This is something that happens notoriously. I remember a launch where there was like a laptop issue or something on the ground, some kind of stupidity. They ended up rebooting or whatever. So there's always like these little things. And the thing that people don't understand is there's literally thousands and thousands of sensors. So if you get like one or two to pop, it's like they have to stop. It doesn't make any much of a difference. They have to stop and look at that sensor and then do a go, no go on that specific sensor. Some of the sensors are just very sensitive and they'll pop no matter what. And they'll say, you know what? We are going to give this a 87% chance that the sensor was wrong. We're going to say go. And then that specific team will say go instead of no go. And that's just basically it. So at this point, I think we're just going to see them go through everything. We'll probably see on social media, on the SpaceX X page, as well as Elon Musk.
Again.
What's that? Oh, we are big.
No.
Oh, okay, we'll go like that. Okay. So what will happen is we'll probably get to hear more once they go through everything, and they'll probably post it on X. So if you go to x.com/SpaceX, you'll probably be able to see something there. And then what will happen is Elon will do like a requote or a retweet, as it used to be called, a repost of it. So watch for that. And then also, if you want, go to SpaceX's website, and right off their main page, you're going to see what they predict is the next launch time. So as of right now, if we go there, it still has the same old data, which was that original 5:30 date or time. So obviously it hasn't changed as of yet, but it will. So anyways, keep that in mind. It's not, I mean, it kind of sucks because we waited here for hours, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's inaugural flight, meaning that it's the very first of this Block 3. If it was going to blow up ever, it would blow up this time because it's the first launch of a brand new rocket.
It will blow tomorrow.
It will not blow up tomorrow.
It will not blow up tomorrow, but they will try to relaunch.
I think
tomorrow.
they will try to.
Or they'll announce it in the morning.
They
or
will.
something.
Yeah, they will let us know probably by. I would say we would know by tonight if they relaunch for tomorrow because. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to chime in. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if they have an idea of what because remember, if they had more time in today, and it was a very minor issue that they could have overcome, they could have still launched, but the launch window for the day closed. So keep that in mind. If this is a simple issue and they know how to fix it, then they'll probably attempt to launch tomorrow, and we'll hear something early tonight about that.
Yeah.
If it's something more complicated, I think that we won't hear anything official till tomorrow. But what I was going to say is, because I looked it up,
And then it'll be Tuesday. Probably.
yeah, exactly. They've got all of next, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It says 25th through the 31st. They still have permits for.
Permits, yeah.
So, yes. So, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, it is what it is. So we'll know probably by tonight if it's going to be attempted again tomorrow or not. And then we'll kind of all be here again and see if it rips. This is the big one. This is really, like, people don't realize how big this one is, but this Block 3 is what's going to actually take us to the moon. This Block 3 might even be the one or the predecessor to a Block 4 that actually takes us to Mars. So this is a massive milestone. It's not a small one. This is a big one, like transferring fuel, propellant on orbit, relighting engines on orbit, which they've already done. But transferring fuel is a really big thing. Without having the ability to do that, people think that's like, just connect and just refuel. But there's no gravity. So it's not as easy as that. All right. So transferring fuel is not the easiest thing, and they are working on it. And this is going to be the demo to do that. Because remember, when we go to the moon, right, most likely the rocket will end up docking. In my understanding, they're going to end up doing some docking
Bloody
with.
Mary just said they just posted tomorrow same time as.
So they
start
posted
time as
already.
today.
So they posted already. That's a big. So that is a big telltale. If they already stated that same time tomorrow, that to me means that they know what the problem is.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. It's not a big deal. But they had to stand down because the window closed. They didn't have any more time to wait. So that being said, it will definitely, I would say the chance of them actually launching tomorrow is very high as long as there's no weather conditions, because this was a 100% dress rehearsal. This was down to like T-minus 29 seconds or something. That thing was, instead of stainless, it was full sheets of white ice. That thing was fully loaded, packed, ready to go. Stainless steel was just thick white. It was ready to launch. And we didn't see any anomalies, no problems, let's say. So I think that this will be a go for tomorrow. Once again, as long as the weather holds up. What do you think, Shannon?
Yeah. Like you just mentioned, they know what's wrong. They just ran out of time.
Yeah.
In the winter today, they're gonna fire that thing up tomorrow. I'm gonna keep at the 70 to 80 or 75% possibility of.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this thing will have a 90%. I'm gonna go even higher, a 90% chance of launching tomorrow, maybe even 95. The reason being is this was a straight, true wet rehearsal. I mean, this was literally down to 20 seconds before launch. So any anomalies that popped, any sensors that popped are going to pop today. Tomorrow they won't pop because, or if they do, they'll know exactly what the problem is. Maybe it's a sensitivity thing. Just remember, every one of these sensors are calibrated, and they're calibrated to a specific calibration to be either very sensitive or not so sensitive. So, remember, it's all brand new. So it's really it makes a big deal. Each one of the sensors have to be kind of dialed in. So once again, it goes back to each team being able to say go, no go. And if they say no go, then that's just the way it is. The whole entire team, all the teams stand down. So
safety first.
Safety first, exactly. Well, guys, listen, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm sorry that we didn't get to see the rocket launch, but same time, same place tomorrow. And,
Might not be the same place tomorrow.
Might not be the same place tomorrow.
Oh, that's
same
true.
time.
Okay.
Same time. but we will see. We'll see what ends up happening for tomorrow. I have a feeling that we should be good for tomorrow. But anyways,
It'll probably be the same time, just not you won't see us in the same space.
Yeah. So go ahead, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do so. If you haven't taken a look at the shop, go to jcristina.com/shop. Pick up some merch. Pick up my new book.
Put it inside the chat.
Yeah, take a look at some stuff. You know, give the video or give the live a thumbs up. This kind of stuff that helps out a lot. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all of the super chats. Thank you, Shannon. Who else? Sent over free memberships?
Obviously.
Peter Gosling.
And
oh my God, I just went blank. Shannon,
and then
we had Ben Bird.
Ben Bird, yes, thank you, Ben. Thank you. Really appreciate that. That really helps a lot. And like I said, same time, same place.
Mark G said Elon says there was a hydraulic pin malfunction, but you said there were no more hydraulics. What gives?
Hydraulic pin. It could be like a connecting pin. I don't know. I don't know which pin. Who knows? You know how many pins? You know, so it could be a connecting. You know, something that is in the connecting mechanism, or possibly that the connector that connects the fuel. You know, the fuel lines. Possibly. I'm speculating right now. I really don't know. There's still a lot of hydraulics on this thing.
Bailey Dearman, the hydraulic pin holding the tower arm in place did not retract. If that can be fixed tonight, there would be another launch.
So it was
tomorrow.
a ground issue and not a rocket issue, like I said. So that's good to know. Ground issues I like more than rocket issues. They're easier to fix. So that pin, or with hydraulic pin, or whatever the hell they're talking about on the ground, on the arm, most likely, that's not a big deal. They'll fix that. They'll replace the whole damn arm tonight. It's not an issue. So, like I said, the rocket wet dressed, no problem. Tomorrow it will definitely launch. I'm confident. As long as the weather.
Yes, as long as the weather cooperates. A couple more shout outs. We don't want to miss those.
Yes.
Thank you, Speed Racer, for the super chat, and Real Nikon. I'm assuming Lever. I can't see the whole name.
Yes.
Thank you for that super chat as well. Joe, what's this we shit? Joe. We do.
I was just letting you roll with it.
you guys help Joe, and that makes me happy. So
thank you for
awesome.
helping us.
Thank you for being here, Shannon, hanging out.
I know I've said it in the past, but we as a YouTube community really appreciate what the two of you do. Like I said, my participation on this channel goes back a couple of years when I first saw you. I said, "Who's this weird looking guy?" And then
I can imagine that.
I could relate to what you were talking about, and then next thing you know, here I am.
Yeah, I really appreciate all of the help. Exactly, a guest star with
you could be one too.
I know. That's true. That's true.
We don't have Nikki. We got Shannon.
That's right. You know what, Shannon? You have to get some nails that are as long as.
Not gonna happen.
No.
I could do them for you. Look.
No thanks.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
That would be a sight.
That would be a sight.
That would definitely be for Friday night.
That would be for a Free Speech Friday. That would.
Yes.
Oh man, sad, but it is what it is. What can we do?
I have a problem, and that problem is that we're not. There I go with the we again.
Yeah.
This channel has not reached 200,000 subscribers yet.
I know.
It will though. It will.
So it will.
I just need everybody to like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, and it's underneath the actual video, like not in the chat. I love it in the chat, but like for it to actually make a difference, the little thumb emoji is right underneath the video. That helps a lot. And on the actual channel, Joe's channel, always check your little bell and make sure it's subscribed. Sometimes, I don't know what they do, but it unsubscribes people. So just always check on every once in a while.
Don't know why that is, but...
So you don't miss out.
Don't know why it is, but it is what it is. That happens all the time.
I was telling Joe the other day, I get every single notification. So mine works great.
It's the weirdest thing. I don't even know. Well, all right, guys. Well, listen, have a great night. Many blessings. We will see you tomorrow for IFT-12. This time it's
I'll
going to
bring
launch.
my own drink.
That's right. You bring your own drink. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Shannon.
Bye, Shannon.
Guys.
Bye.